hello everyone. Welcome to FSP. This is episode number 129. Thanks everybody for being here. I appreciate you all. And this is going to be a busy week in Xbox land because we got more speculation ahead of the Dev Direct, which is happening on Thursday, the 23rd. So it's going to be a busy day that day because I'm going to be doing the co-stream that morning. Then later that evening, we'll be having the PM and the PM with Pong Soul and I at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So looking forward to that day. And also for me, it's a special day because TXR officially launches into early access. Although I have been playing it already and I freaking love it. I can say that. Without I think I can say that. I don't know. But anyway, I think I can say it, but I said it. So it's too late if I can't. But yeah, it's really enjoying my time with that so far. And yeah, it's a crazy week. There's been more speculation. I know a lot of people still talking about the craziness going on over at PlayStation Land. It's a new random rumor that dropped today that I just saw on Twitter. Don't know how legit it is, if it's legit at all or whatever, but we'll get into that some of this show. And also I noticed something on my Xbox dashboard today, which caused me to have a little bit of a ooh, that's interesting moment. Posted about it today on Twitter and why I think maybe there's a chance we could see more games than we could possibly even guess actually at the Dev Direct here on Thursday. So we'll talk about that as well. Shout out to audio listeners if you're listening on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, wherever you choose. I appreciate you all listening as well. And to everybody here in the chat, you guys rock. Shout out to Adidas20 with a $2 super chat. Already hit us with that. Says salute to you, kind sir. Appreciate you being here. And we are joined by, well, not yet by Jasper. I thought it was a chance Jasper's being here today. He told me like his off and on schedule. I got it mixed up, I think, in my head. So I thought Jasper might be here today, but I guess not. Maybe he'll be here on Friday. But shout out to two gentlemen that, man, it's been forever since I've seen you guys. Like, when was the last time? Well, Fuzzy actually saw him this morning and last night. Just can't shake these guys. But yeah, shout out to both of you. And 3-Bit, what's up, man? How are you doing?
Doing pretty good, man. Today was like errand day. I felt like an adult and whatnot. Like, I had to. Okay, so I should post this video somewhere. So I had I have people come to my yard to do the grass and stuff like that. And this guy had a weed whacker, and the pebble skipped and broke my storm door. Right, and
Didn't
then
this happen?
they
Wait, this is
yeah. I'm giving you the
oh, okay. This is
giving
the
people.
backstory. Okay.
Yeah, this is the backstory. So for people who don't know, so the pebble skipped. They broke my storm door, and then the aftermath tried to track them down. They basically ghosted me, um, and ran off. Right, so they didn't want to pay for it.
It's your rock.
Yeah, they're like, I don't even know what weed whacker. They ran. So I was like debating, like I was like, okay, well, can my insurance pay for it? They're like, no, because it's not your personal property, like, it's not like your car. It was, like, some weird like, insurance, tries not to pay for it. They're like, "Well, was it your car?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Well, I don't know." It's like,
It
did the
would be
pebbles
below your
go
deductible
inside?
anyway.
Yeah, it was dumb, like, it's like, "Did the pebbles skip in and break something in your home?" I'm like, "No." They're like, "Well, we can't do it." I'm like, "What the heck kind of semantics that I have to play there?" Anyways, that was the backstory. So today I picked up the storm door, finally, and it barely fit in my sister's car, so I had to hold it the entire way. And the back of the car was like half open, so I was like holding on the entire time there. And that was my day today. Some other stuff. Errand day. Didn't get to play any games today, but pretty good. Yeah, not
Nice.
bad.
Did you get the door
Yeah.
installed?
No, that's a job for future 3-bit. That's that's probably tomorrow.
Right on.
Maybe. We'll see.
Another one of those days, right, in the future.
Yeah, yeah.
Well, good luck. You know, it's not as
It
easy as
seems like it's hard, right?
it's not hard. I've done it before several times. It's
Oh,
weird.
really?
Like I've done so many different things like when it comes to doing stuff around the house, but it was always when I was a teenager because like I was like the guy of the house for my mom. So like I put down flooring, I installed ceiling fans, I fixed toilets. I mean I did like electric work. I mean I did cut into concrete and brick to put in doggy. I mean I just like did it everything around the house. So, but it's been forever since I've done that stuff. I've replaced several doors in the past, but it's been so long, man. Like since I've
Yeah,
done any of
I'm
that.
definitely gonna be looking at a lot of YouTube videos tomorrow. How to install a storm
Yeah.
door and things like that, but it'll be fun.
Yeah, it's getting to the point now. Our house is like 6 years old.
Hmm.
So it's like stuff's just starting to fall apart, like
Yeah.
all over the place, like little random things, you know. So I'm like, shit, I'm gonna have to like start doing this stuff again, you know. But it is what it is.
Yeah, yeah, home stuff, but it's gonna be good. And then, if anyone knows how to change a headlight on a Honda, that too. That's something else I need to do.
Yeah, you take the
So,
bulb out, you put it in the other bulb. You got to go get the
yeah,
bulb.
it looks simple,
Yeah,
or it feels like it would be simple, but
it's
I
pretty
don't.
simple. You just gotta like unscrew the
No,
headlight,
okay.
pop
Well,
it out.
we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah. Um, shout out to you through it. Thanks for being here, man.
Mhm.
Fuzzy, how are you doing, sir?
Doing great. Glad to be here with you guys. Luckily, other than just shoveling snow, not too much stuff today. Although getting up there in age, took an old man nap midday, so lost half the day to game, or didn't do any as much gaming as I would have liked today. But did get to play a little bit of Forza Horizon 5. Still looking forward to this Thursday. Man, the more and more I hear, the more and more I get excited about Thursday. But it's going to be some interesting, or at least one interesting title and tidbits today for Xbox console owners. So be prepared for that. But yeah, it's been a pretty decent day, pretty decent start to the week so far.
All right, man. Yeah, it's fun hanging out with you with Boom earlier this after. I guess it's afternoon. It's 11 my
Yeah.
time. 12 probably your time, right? So, but
Mhm.
yeah, it was a fun morning. We had a fun time hanging out with Boom, and now we're back after Fuzzy took a cat nap. To have some fun on FSP. And
Yeah.
be like I said earlier, we'll be or I will be. I don't know who else is going to be able to be here with Fun Spec Fam on Thursday, but I will be here at least doing the co-stream on Thursday, and I think going live around 12:30 Eastern time. That's like 30 minutes or so before the Dev Direct. So tune in for that if you want to come hang out here and watch it. Appreciate anybody who does. And yeah, it's kind of been a slow news Monday a little bit. I mean, we had the fallout from last week. I think as one more interesting tidbit came out today that I saw regarding PlayStation and those canceled games is that the supposedly the devs found out about it when we all found out about it.
Oof.
Yeah, that was brutal.
Like how would you like is Jason Schreier's the Axeman? I mean, how would you feel like if you were just browsing Twitter and you work for Blue Point or one of these studios or Blue Point or what's the other one's name? Bend. And you're just like,
Yeah.
oh, they're closing game at Blue Point or Bend Studios. You're like, oh shit, what am I gonna do tomorrow at work?
Oh my
I was in
gosh.
the middle of animating this whole thing, or I was in the middle of doing some artwork for this thing, or level design,
I
or
would immediately start putting stuff on hard drives and being like, the most annoying thing about the gaming industry is a lot of the stuff I worked on too, I'll never be able to share with anybody. Like there's the gaming industry is shrouded in secrecy. It's like every other industry. I mean, there's leaks and stuff for sure in the gaming industry, but like I feel like you can at least see some stuff with movies and other industries. There's just something about gaming where it feels way more secret than most other industries. I don't know why. Um,
yeah.
it's like okay.
Well, Fuzzy Tomato in the chat says pretty sure that was debunked. So I don't know. I just saw
Oh,
that
okay.
randomly in like one of these posts from I think it's from one of the news sites. or whatever. So I'm
Yeah.
not really, I'm not sure what's going on with that, but yeah, it's
I saw that
interesting.
report too, but
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Also, Brett,
Jason Schreier was
yeah,
saying that that the people should have been notified the week prior, but I'm pretty sure there's some that didn't get that email or didn't get that notice. So
Yeah, the report
yeah.
came from somewhere. Is I think there was probably some surprised people out there. But yeah, it's interesting here. Now I don't know what those studios are going to work on in the future. It's I mean they got to come up with projects now to pitch, and I don't know like what you come up with. Like you've been working for years at this, and and I think they're kind of leaving it up to them to pitch projects. So that's a whole process, right? That takes a long time. I mean, usually a 3-bit, like in the industry, right? When you pitch a project, don't you kind of usually like have like several ideas and people working on things, and then you kind of do like some test things and like a vertical
you,
slice, and then you have like a formal kind of presentation with them, like this is our idea for this game, and this is like where what we want to do with it. This is about how much it's going to cost. This is like our whole
yeah,
pitch for this, and then they say yes, or what else do you have, or something like that. Like what is how does that
yeah.
process usually work that you've been involved with? 'Cause I know you've mentioned to us before that you've seen some meetings like this
hmm
go down.
Yeah, usually it's a game design document. It's usually like a book. So a couple of teams can like formulate this book. It could work differently at different studios, but basically how I've seen it is if you look up game design documents, it's basically like this. Let's say it's Mortal Kombat to get like a 60-page PDF or it's a book. And in that book, it'll go down the list of gameplay features. What is the actual theme of the game? What are they going for with the features? And usually it's really ambitious. So it'll have stuff that may never ever make it in the game, but they're going for the whole scope of the game. And then
Right.
over time, they cut out things. They're like, yeah, actually, we're now that we're developing this, we need to cut this, and that. But yeah, usually it starts off with like a game design document book, and then once they approve that, then several teams can take that design document and start creating vertical slices. Some people may have different visions of that same document,
Right.
so sometimes a same document they can split off into like three different teams, like one that's more programmer oriented, or someone who's more art oriented, who's more so about the visuals of something, but they may suck at programming and stuff like that. There's different ways it can go depending on the team. But usually they'll grab a couple people, they can separate it into individual teams, or it could just be like, no, this whole section you are working from this design document. They pitch it to usually the highest producer, and they'll put it through testing. It's this whole process. Basically what you said. Like it's they test so like how much the budget could be. And then it goes to through that process of like the money men start looking at
Yeah.
it and analyzing um what they can do there. And then they start putting together a schedule. And I've been in these meetings. They can be pretty boring. I'm just like, okay, when can I create stuff and blow stuff up? That's always my mentality. But they basically put together a schedule for um how long something might take, and
And it
then
always takes longer
eventually,
than whatever that is.
yeah, always takes longer. Then way later down the line they're like, okay, guess what, that thing we've been talking about for like 6 months, we're finally going to do it. It's like not even a surprise to everybody because we're ready, we already are working on it.
Yeah.
They're like, yay, it's official.
Yeah, it's official. We
So
got the go ahead.
yeah, yeah.
Right.
So that's usually how it is. It can work differently at different studios. Like if there's a smaller team, there's probably less scheduling. Just like, okay, we got the vision. Let's just go for it. There's less like approval processes there, but it does suck for a lot of these teams because I'm imagining what they're going through. Like they've worked on these for supposedly years, um, and it just like there's pattern going with Sony Studios is they're canceling games that are years in production. I mentioned on Pixelated Echoes yesterday where just like um I looked at CJ's post from Iron Lords, and it's like 30 years of production that is down the drain from Sony. If you were to count all the different studios of what projects they've been working on, it's 30 years just gone. And now they either have to reset or maybe maybe they can take some things from those games and be like, well, we have the assets, we have the animation. Maybe they can spin that into a more single player experience, but it to me it's just Sony seems to be putting band-aids on some of these situations because they know they need some sort of online game. In the past they've just really relied on third-party studios to kind of handle it for them and while they work on the single player experiences and stuff like that. So I don't know what they're gonna do in the future. Maybe they're putting all their hopes at this point on Bungie and on that Horizon game, seeing how well those games are going to do. But maybe these studios that were canceled, they can finally they can look at the project like, look, they canceled our project, but maybe if we still have the budget, let's take what we already have and formulate something from it. But I'm finding that hard to believe in certain circumstances, like the God of War one, for example. I'm sure that had very specific assets of like Kratos or whoever. I'm not sure how much that can formulate. I don't know what the online plan was for that game. Maybe it was like I don't know, PvE type game where
Hard to
you get to
say.
play as Kratos. Like to me, that sounds like it could be pretty cool. Like a horde mode type of thing, and you have the same combat scenarios, and maybe they have some animations in there they could use for the
Sounds kind of like
actual
Godfall.
game. Yeah, kind of. I'm wondering how these games would actually come to life. Like the Spider-Man Online game, I imagine what that could be. It's like they don't want to take that chance, but I would love to see these games. I know a lot of people are like, "Well, I'm glad they canceled it." I'm like, "Why are you guys glad you're not getting a game?" Like I never get that mentality. I want all the games.
Yeah, I
Bring it
wonder how
here.
far away those were. Like,
Yeah, I don't know.
like
We
I don't
know
think they could have been
certain
that
games.
far away, right? I mean, maybe next year, the year after.
Well, we know the Spider-Man Online game was pretty close, or at least it was like a year or two in development. We know the Last of Us factions was very close to being complete, and these ones I'm not sure. Maybe a year or so, or two
Yeah.
in development. I'm not sure actually.
I mean, I think if Fair Games is slated for this year, I think it's supposed to be when it was
Yeah.
revealed, right? Marathon is still, as of today, I think still slated for this year. Um, so we have those two live service games. The Horizon one, I have no idea, right?
Yeah.
But Fair Games, I think will be interesting to watch because it's got to be closer to being complete, but like we still don't really know what it is, you know?
What is left? So we have the Horizon game, the Fair Games, and um Marathon.
Yeah.
Yeah, and there might be one more, I think.
Gummy bears.
What-
Yeah,
Oh yeah, the Gummy
maybe
Bear.
the other Bungie game
Yeah.
supposedly or something like that, right? Do they consider that other GT thing that they were launching games of service? Or what?
No.
Because that was like
Because that other GT thing was just it's basically a playable demo,
right.
a decontented version of GT7, which to me it still would have made more sense to do the PC version as opposed to a demo. But
Yeah, we were trying to figure out why there's no PC version of GT7 the other day, and like comes to we were talking about it, and like maybe that a port studio can't really do it. You know, it would have to be
yeah,
Polyphony to do it, and that would probably there. And we we were talking about it Fuzzy, and they're just like super slow,
Yeah.
at everything they do. So I don't know.
It's crazy. I honestly just don't think they have the support, and they're not making good financial decisions, in my opinion, because they're already not as big as Microsoft. So to be canceling just like 8 games out the rip and possibly even more, um, it's just like you don't want to take that chance. Like, okay, but I do wonder. I'm wondering what the cancellation reasons are. Like, if it's not their vision anymore um to want to do live service, and maybe they just double down on other strategies like the third party deals and stuff like that in the meantime, and then maybe look at like movies and stuff to build their IP. I mean, clearly that is one of the strategies, because at the recent conference all they talked about was like their movies and stuff like
I
that.
mean, there's an Until
um
Dawn movie. There's
yeah,
Horizon.
you had the
There's
Naughty Dog dude come on stage talk about movies, so um I think their IP and building their IP so people recognize it, because people see PlayStation as this premium brand, sort of, maybe they just want to continue that, um, continue that view. And I remember in the Somniac document, actually, that they know, like Sony knows that's how people view them. 'Cause like when they weighed their pros and cons of like how people perceive the brand. Do you guys remember when it said like, oh, we can go for the premium brand experience with like how we market our games, um, which means you could either give people less, which is a weird thing, but
yeah,
people will pay for it
but
because
it's
like, oh,
just
quality.
it's a Sony MO, right? That's
Yeah,
just, I mean,
but
even
they
as a
know,
company, that's
you
all
know.
they've. I mean, that's just kind of what their identity has always been about, pitching around we're the best of anything, right?
Yeah,
They failed. I mean, they've pretty much been kicked out of a lot of those markets for the most part that they used to be the best in. So now it's, video games is
those
really
games. Yeah,
what they have the big name in now. I mean they have cameras, still good cameras, right?
games and cameras, I would say.
Yeah, like,
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, audio. They're not really. They compete in audio. They still competing with TV. They still compete in a lot of these consumer electronics, right? But they're not really known as the best anymore in any of them. But they still sell at a premium price, especially in the TV market. Because
yeah,
like you'll have the same kind of TV basically that like as an LG OLED, but you'll have the Sony kind of version of it, but it'll be like more expensive, right?
yeah,
Because it's
Yeah.
Sony. Now they have some cool tech in those TVs, but like people are super happy with the LGs and the Samsungs, um, for the enthusiasts for the TV market. And if
yeah.
you want a budget
Samsung's and
TV,
LG.
TCL's got a huge market, right? So yeah, it's just weird seeing them that they have used to have such a dominant place in audio and in video and all this stuff, and now it's pretty much transmedia and other ventures, right, that they're doing. Still competing all those, like I said, but just really not known as the company anymore for
Yeah,
for any of them, right?
Yeah.
Shout
Definitely
out,
falling off.
yeah, big
Mhm.
time. Shout out to Isaac Hayes, 85, with a $2 super chat. Says, Happy Monday, guys. Excited for the Dev Direct on Thursday. Yeah, me too, man. I think it's going to be a good show. We'll get more into the Dev Direct a little bit later here on FSP. Razor Ultron with a $2 super chat says, Yo, Fuzzy. God damn it, man. Come on. Fly, Eagles, fly. Go Birds. What's up, Mav? Hey, how's it going, Razor? Appreciate you. Thank you so much. I also saw you I think that was you that let a Fly Eagles Fly go on Boom Show this morning as well. Appreciate the
Mhm.
torment everywhere. For my hatred of the Eagles. Um, you guys rock. Means a lot. Now I will say this. I was trying to figure out, who do I want to win more, Washington or the Eagles, as a Cowboys fan? Because like Cowboys history was always Redskins, Cowboys, Washington, Dallas was the big rivalry back in the history of the franchises, right? But then Washington sucked for like 20 years. Maybe, no, actually like 30 years. And it was like, okay, like they just kind of fell off, and it was a one-sided thing for so long. But in those 30 years, man, Philadelphia really pissed me off. We had the McNabb era where they went to the 4 NFC
Yeah,
championship games
that
and
was
they
my
kept
favorite
taking
era.
out the Cowboys in the playoffs. You had in the 90s, they were throwing batteries at Jimmy Johnson. They were cheering when Michael Irvin got hurt. You had Buddy Ryan over there, who used to be defensive coordinator for the Eagles,
That was the
putting
best.
a bounty on our kicker to intentionally hurt him.
What? I don't
Yes,
remember
this is
that.
all real stuff, man. This is all real
Yeah.
stuff. They put a bounty to hurt our kicker intentionally, a kicker, so that way
I don't
they
remember that
have
one.
an advantage.
Please, the city of brotherly love. What are you talking
Yeah.
about? We
Yeah.
don't put hit out on
They
people.
wouldn't do
No, that never us.
And then
Yeah.
they
We never
have
threw
that.
batteries at Santa Claus or anything.
Oh,
like
they did that too. They threw stuff at Santa. They
Oh,
threw
man.
snowballs at Santa. Threw
Here's
ice
how
at
you do
Santa.
it, Mav. Which logo do you like better?
Oh, I hate them both. I mean, I can
The
even tell
Eagle
you
logo's
what
pretty cool.
I can't even tell you like what the Washington logo looks like now, since they're not the
Yeah,
Redskins.
what the heck
It's
does
just a
it?
big yellow W now.
Yeah.
The what was the last thing? Oh yeah, this other stupid thing that Philadelphia came up with, that stupid tush push bullshit play that they have, like automatic first down on 4th and 1 and 3rd and 1 every single time. I mean, what horse shit is that? Come up with some kind of like unstoppable play that like I think it's one person stopped them in like the last like 3 years with that one time, maybe.
It
Ridiculous.
sounds like they have a winning strategy, man. That's what it sounds like to me.
Sounds like bullshit to me. I don't know. But anyway, they move. I would have to say, even despite the old school rivalry with the Cowboys, I'm gonna go for Washington here in this game. Washington versus the Eagles. I'm hoping Washington pulls it out, and then I hope Washington gets fucking destroyed in the Super Bowl. That would be my dream.
Yeah.
Right? I see.
So they're both out.
Yeah, I want the Bills to beat McFlopperson and the Chiefs. I want to see the Bills take out Floppy McFlopperson, Patrick Mahomes. I want to, man. I saw a lot of stuff on Twitter with like he's exchanging jerseys with the ref. Like that was hilarious. Man, I got to see the Chiefs go down. Bills, my favorite to win the Super Bowl right now. I'm rooting all the way for the Bills. Let's go Bills. Mag, I know you're a Bills fan out there. I'm rooting for you. Beat Washington in the Super Bowl. Let's go.
Okay, we'll see. We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. Anyway, that's my sports rant. Brandon Martin with the $5 super chat. I got lucky that Brandon didn't let out another Fly Eagles Fly. There's a lot of Eagles fans that watch our show. Brandon, shout out to Brandon Martin, says Resident Evil 6 was rated for Xbox Series today. Could be a remake and announcement on Thursday. What I'm hearing from people I know at Capcom. That'd be pretty cool, man. I wonder if it'll be a good game this time. Resident Evil is a classic, great franchise, right? They have that one game that came out that in the mainline series that was like the blemish
That was like
on
the
their
action
record.
one, right? With the weird logo.
It was on the
web
ship,
thing.
and like I
But was
don't
it
know.
like the one where you like went to the different perspectives and you can like kick like it was like an action movie, pretty much. Was that the one?
I stopped playing a
RE6?
few hours in because it was horrible. So I don't remember.
That
I
sounds like
remember the ship. It was like this black fog misty thing following you around and stuff. I don't know. It just was the worst Resident Evil
so what they're
ever.
remaking that one?
Well, yeah, that one deserves a remake so that we can make it good.
Well, we'll see what. I mean, that one was not my favorite. Not my favorite. So you're just gonna make it shinier, and I'm not gonna like the shininess. Because yeah, but we'll see. It had like some decent co-op, I think. Maybe can't remember.
I can't remember
I
much
can't remember
about
if that
it
was a
because
Dream or
there was
some.
like, okay, so it was Resident Evil 4, which was like fantastic, legendary game.
Yeah.
5, which was like the daylight co-op game,
Mhm.
which was also really good. I thought I had a lot of fun playing 5. 6 sucked ass. So I just kind of erased it from my memory for the most part. And then there was a while, and then they put out 7, which was a completely different take for Resident Evil, right? So they kind of changed the game with 7. Then there's 8,
Yeah.
which is fantastic, I think. So, it's, I mean, it is a legendary franchise. I don't know if that'll be the game at the Dev Direct though, a remake of Resident Evil 6. So that would
Legendary
be.
Japanese IP.
You're on,
Choo choo, choo choo.
am I on mute? Did I pull? Oh, I pulled. Hold on. No, I pulled my headset out. Shit.
Oh.
Did you choo choo us?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, it was a random choo choo. I saw it on the screen, but I didn't. I couldn't hear anything.
Yeah,
So yeah, let's
We
get
got
into.
a lot of donations. Did you get Adidas?
Yeah, I got Adidas's $2 earlier with the salute.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got his earlier. Appreciate you, Adidas. But I got a new choo choo.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to FarQ
Uh-oh.
who sent this to me.
Oh, no.
I'm gonna play it on the screen. You guys won't be able to see it, unfortunately. I'm gonna play it on the screen here.
We'll get a delay. We'll see it.
See if you recognize these two.
It's just
Oh,
stupid
shit, hold on,
American.
that's so small. Hold on.
It's just stupid American cartoons. Choo choo, choo choo.
That is that's Pong and me as the choo. I'm gonna do it again.
It's just stupid American cartoons. Choo choo, choo choo.
Yeah, that's fucking great, man. A shout out to FarQ for sending that to me, dude. It's amazing.
That's very good. Wow.
It fits.
But yeah.
Yeah.
I could see Pong being the German.
Choo choo. Oh my gosh, that's so funny.
Like, yeah, classic. So, man, there's another rumor, guys, that happened today. I want to know what Fuzzy thinks about this. So there was a rumor that I saw here on Twitter a little while ago, stating that a leaker, and I'm trying to find his name again, says that the PS6 will actually be in 2027.
Interesting.
And that they have finalized the design. They finalized the design, and we're near the end of the generation for PlayStation. PS6 will be 2027. What do you think about that?
I mean, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I was more firm to like 2028 timeline, but as we know, when it comes to these companies, anytime they release, like whether it's a mid-gen refresh or a console, they go right back to, I wouldn't say the drawing board, but they go right back after it to make the next box kind of thing. And with them releasing the PS5 Pro, I guess it makes sense, but it does feel like it's early to say they finalized design. Considering, is it RDNA 4 is just finalizing? RDNA 5 will probably be, less than 6 months to a year behind it, kind of thing. I think it's a little early to call that it would be 2027, but if they're looking at Xbox definitely going 2026, which something that, as secretive as the industry may be, at least the platforms kind of get a heads up on if the other guys are picking a chipset or something like that. So they already would have inside info from AMD if AMD is the chipset for the next Xbox that, oh yeah, they've already finalized that, or they won't come out and say exactly what, but they'll probably have some insight as to what they went with given the time frame and whatnot. So Xbox 2026. PlayStation doesn't want to wait around to 2028, so 2027 pushing it forward. It makes sense for them, but last time they ran into that scenario, they overclocked the chipset for the PS5 because they didn't realize whatever Xbox was doing was going to have more teraflops, so they had to overclock it to kind of get closer, and it made it a little unstable.
Variable.
Yeah, so I don't know. I think PlayStation rushing at this point might be a bad idea, but who knows? We'll see if Xbox announces hardware this year for next year. Then yeah, PlayStation will probably definitely want to be closer rather than give Xbox 2 years of a generation ahead.
Right on, man. Yeah, I saw this from Noticias PlayStation, which is like a Spanish like PlayStation account on Twitter, and they talked about a leaker known as Kepler L2, which is somebody I guess that leaks or gets info from like AMD and all that kind of stuff in the past. So I'm not sure the credibility here, so take it with a grain of salt. But they say that the leaker Kepler L2 claims that the PS6 design is complete. The first chip will be manufactured at the end of this year, and the console will be launched in Christmas of 2027. That's what the leak says. Do you believe it, 3-bit, or do you think it's later?
I was thinking late 27 to 28. Just based on I'm just thinking about their manufacturing, kind of what I was saying in the beginning of the show, like PS5, like the PS5 Pro, they just started kind of manufacturing, and they didn't make a lot of PS5 digital, so I don't know. It could be. I was thinking that date could be good for them, but it's going to be interesting with them being later than Xbox. Xbox will get somewhat of a leg up there, but yeah, I kind of believe it. He was AMD leaker.
Yeah, I kind of try to check out his account. I see a lot of AMD and Nvidia stuff on his account, so I'm just
Mhm.
putting that together. That I'm guessing he's more in
Yeah,
line with just tech and
very
graphics
weak,
card.
like weak generation, in my opinion. But um, yeah, it's gonna be exciting overall
Yeah, generation
console.
seems like it's going so fast.
Yeah, yeah. Most people are still on PS4. It was such a weird generation, man. Like a lot of remakes, remasters, nothing like huge for me. Um, on PS6. I think Intergalactic would be that one, but I don't. I feel like that might be a PS6 title.
Yeah, could it be a launch title?
Yeah. Let's see.
I think it could.
Maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would if I was Sony though. I would double dip, do a PS5 and PS6.
Oh yeah, I think it'll be cross gen.
Yeah.
Were you saying Fuzzy? Or
Oh, you're muted.
mute?
Yeah, they Sony will definitely double dip. They'll try to hit people over the head with the $10 fee if they already bought it on PS5, and then buy the director's version on the PS6. All uncut and 120 frames. But well, no, it'll probably just be 60. But it'd be their normal MO.
They'll
Yeah.
try to do something to make that version seem, I don't know, amazing. I don't know what they'll do.
It's kind of like, Xbox was a little bit on the weaker side on the beginning of this gen, right? Going into I think the second half is going to be the stronger side of Xbox's um generation, right? This year and next year is going to be absolutely fucking loaded. If next gen launches into 2026, that's still a 6-year generation, right?
Yeah. It kind of
Um,
reminds me of like the PS4 generation. Like they ended so strong. Like I remember they just had a lot of like hitters towards the end of PS4 gen to the PS5. Um, but the beginning of their generation was really weak. And then with the Series X, we're starting to get just a lot of titles this year, next year. I don't know when it'll stop for Xbox going forward, but um, yeah, usually the end of console generations are relatively strong, right?
Usually,
I
but I
mean,
think it'll be the opposite for PlayStation this time because their
yeah,
whole we call it the big reset, the big internal reset. I think we'll have maybe a
yeah,
couple of exciting games on PlayStation for
yeah,
the end of the generation, but like overall it's going to be hit or miss. On Xbox, like we see the avalanche. Like we see all these games that are going to be launching over the next couple years, and it's just going to be like a tidal wave that's insane amount of games. So it's like tale of two halves, and not like Xbox earlier this generation was like up and down more so. Like you had like a great 2021, like you had Halo Infinite launch, you had Forza Horizon 5 hit that same year. And Halo Infinite was received extremely well at launch, right? Um, won some people's Game of the Year awards even. Forza Horizon 5 the same. I think Psychonauts 2 launched that year also, right? Which is
Yeah.
another one that was very, very well received. 2022, you had that was a little bit more of the down year where things had gotten pushed out and delayed out of it, right? Starfield, Redfall, other bunch of games got pushed into 2023, and in 2022 you were left with Pentiment, Grounded's 1.0 launch, As Dusk Falls. Then you had games like High on Life that was like a Game Pass day and date third party kind of deal, stuff like that, but it was exclusive at the time, right? Things like that. 2022 was the year that like kind of changed some momentum, I think, with the consoles and all that kind of stuff. In 2023, poor start to 2023 for Xbox. They had um, Redfall was the next big one, which was in March, right?
yeah,
And that was a very negative launch for whether you
yeah.
like the game
I
or not. It was negative launch, especially coming off the
did
heels of
not like it.
2022. But then the Xbox picked up steam in 2023 with Starfield and some definitely a lot of other things. 2024 first half, not a lot there until Hellblade 2 in May, but then 2024 an insane amount of games. The second half it was just loaded. 2025 is looking like it's just going to be the whole year through is going to be loaded with games. 2026, I think the whole year through is going to be loaded with games, and I think it'll probably be the same for 2027 and beyond, going with how many studios they have now, right? Um, but yeah, it's just been a crazy generation, man. Like PlayStation 5 early on, they had a lot of stuff, kind of, right? But it was mainly like remasters and remakes and um sequels. Horizon sequel, you had God of War sequel, which were the big tentpole ones that they were promoting. You had GT7 come out, right? Those are probably three of the biggest games. You had a Demon Souls remake was big for them. Um, you had a lot of
Nice.
exclusives from third parties that were very marketed well as like everybody was excited for them, but they didn't hit. You know, like
Yeah,
like Forspoken, things like
yeah,
that. So anyway, but it just seems like this generation has like flown by. I don't know if it's because of COVID earlier in or what,
yeah.
man.
I'm trying to like think back to where we are now and why I feel like the lineup was so weak for Sony. Um, it's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe COVID was definitely a component for a lot of studios. Like I know some developers I was working with who had to do mocap like in their closet, for certain games. So
Yeah.
that was an interesting time period for a lot of studios to adjust to working out of the studio to figuring out how to work remotely. Um, and then we are just getting an onslaught of cancellations after that, and we now know behind the scenes is based on what Yoshida is saying, based on what these investors are saying. that these cancellations are kind of a result of how they are handling their budgeting in a way. Like they are canceling a lot of the games, and they are kind of saying remakes and remasters are their way of funding a lot of their games.
Yeah.
And they said in the past, Call of Duty was also a way to fund them. So the way they are getting their moolah is funded through other means, like through like hey, let's make a remake remaster. We get that money, then we'll put it in our first party or third party deal. Hopefully, the percentage we have will funnel it back into our game. I mean, they mentioned that with Call of Duty, that was a big. They only had to pay like 20% or something like that, just less than Xbox. That's probably not the same anymore. Um, I don't know what the deal was that Phil made, but I assume that they went back to that standard rate, um, knowing that they now own them. So yeah, it's definitely interesting. This whole generation has been interesting of who has had a weak or a good year. Because I think back to each generation, right? When you about Xbox 360, that was like a golden time for a lot of people, where a lot of people who were typically PlayStation people were on Xbox. Um, and Xbox 360 had a super solid just lineup on the 360. Xbox One, it actually had a good launch in my opinion, but the marketing um for the Xbox One was like kind of abysmal. So it kind of ruined even games that were really good. I believe it had like Rise at the time. It had Dead Rising 3. Um, and what else was on there? Sunset Overdrive, I think was can't remember if that was a launch or, but that was a great title. And then basically kind of faltered later part of Xbox One. Well, PS4 was pretty much kind of dead-ish in the beginning of its life cycle, and then by the end made some amazing games. Um, this sort of analyzing each generation to where we are now, it just feels extremely weak on a lot of fronts of like what they've kind of just been relying on. Like and for so long we've compared of like what we're getting out of these studios, like Xbox, what are they delivering, Nintendo, and now it feels like how people are gauging Sony is like what deals are they making? It's like the bar has
Yeah.
definitely gone lower, um with what they've been bringing in my opinion. So I hope they bring their A game with the next generation, because it looks like as soon as I'm like, okay, what Sony, what you got? What you got? It's already the next console. I'm like, well, dang. Okay. That was it. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Here we are. So I think they're just gonna double dip on a lot of these games, like Ghost of Yote. Cold Star is mentioning something. So he says Ghost of Yote, Marathon, MLB The Show, Death Stranding 2, Indiana Jones, Call of Duty. Sony gamers are having a bigger year than 20. Sure. Sure, if you're listing those games, that's gonna be interesting. Those will, I'm just thinking about it from a first party perspective, I guess. Like, what is this studio like? People say like Sony is the best out of the best, and then for some reason now that they're not delivering, first party is completely out the window. For a lot of people, they're just like, well, we're just, I don't know. Maybe it's just me, but
Yeah.
first party still matters to what they're delivering to me.
Yeah, it's funny when you count like the Xbox games towards like the PS lineup and stuff. That's the same as like counting any.
It's not even fair.
That's
So
like
that's when
well,
people
that's
get
like counting
semantics.
any third party. You could say, hey, they're having a great year because GTA 6 is coming out, or like they're having a great year because you know, fucking
So
pick
then you
pick
get into
random
some weird semantics.
pick random third party game. You know what I mean? Like they're having a great year. But what else is slated for 2025? Like there's a shit ton of games from third. Hey, because Assassin's Creed fucking Assassin's Creed. What's Assassin's
Jasper.
Shadows this year? Yeah, so they're having a great year.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, that goes. It's not like a
The-
we got this and you don't kind of argument like for PlayStation. They're just
I mean,
including that
it's
because it's a slap in the face to Xbox gamers. I think is why they would even choose to put that in a post like that for counting like the games you get for 2020.
Especially if you're going to have Marathon and MLB The Show, which one is in Game Pass, so it's like they don't even get that in PS Plus. I don't know, even last year's version, but
yeah, you would think a Sony game, like a Sony title. This is what I mean, like where Sony really just lets their fans just get away with whatever. Like a Sony title is on Game Pass and is not on PS Plus. Like just really think about that of like what PS or Sony is providing for people. I don't know. I guess I will never understand how people don't like outcry for this stuff. Like having articles being like, "Oh, why isn't MLB The Show?" or "Where's GT7 on PS Plus?" or like just basic questions. I don't know. Hey Jasper.
Brass
how's it
monkey,
going?
that funky monkey, man. What's going on, Jasper? Jesse P
It's
says
going.
why you look like,
Yeah.
or Harry Ballsack says why does Jasper look like the Beastie Boys?
That's what I was
Love it.
laughing at.
What's up, man? I didn't know if you were gonna join us today or not. So
Yeah,
glad you're here.
I had plans to eat, so I just got back from Korean barbecue. So,
Ooh,
uh,
nice. Like some,
That's
did you
nice.
get some chicken?
I had some brisket, some bulgogi, some chicken, some pork, like 4 different appetizers. It's like it's like a fancy Korean barbecue place where like you cook the food on like a little hot plate in
Oh,
front of you and shit.
nice, man.
Yeah.
That's cool. Do you have fun?
Yeah.
Yeah, right on, dude. Thanks for being here, man.
Yeah, I don't know what we're talking about, besides Sony being shit apparently, and then
Yeah.
I kind of just jumped in.
So originally, we're talking about like the end. So each generation, right? We've kind of gone through the 360, Xbox One, and the current generation lineup because it was basically rumored that the PS6 is rumored to be
2027.
20.
Which Jesse James earlier was like, I can't imagine people buying a new PlayStation 2 years after the PS5 Pro came out, but it's to be 3 years after. And so 2020 Christmas 2027 would be
Yeah.
3 years after that. It seems feasible. I mean, they had the PS5s 2 years after the PS4 Pros, right? I think that it doesn't sound like unreasonable. The interesting thing is we could be in this Switch 2 this year, next year the new Xbox, 2027 a new PlayStation. Like you're 3 years in a cycle get all new hardware. It'd be pretty interesting.
Yeah, but and then kind of just grading this
Well,
generation.
yeah, we're
to
seeing it like
the-
it's fucking seemed like it's so fast.
Yeah, it feels fair.
Yeah.
So-
like-
Yeah, I feel like just the main thing is this generation for PlayStation has been kind of like unimportant just because they've just remastered a lot of their PlayStation 4 games. Like you haven't really had that many new experiences. I don't know.
Yeah. It'll
Yeah.
sequels that are very similar to the
Yeah.
original games, remakes, remasters. Like Returnal's cool, right? Hardly anybody played it, but it was a new experience at least, you know. Astrobot was, you know, what it is, right? I think like it's a award winner, you know what I mean, but it's not driving people to the platform or anything like that. The people are just buying PS5s because it's, you know, the next PlayStation, you know, to play Call of Duty or FIFA or whatever, you know.
Yep.
But as far as first party output, like I was saying earlier, Jasper, like first half for Xbox was like kind of weaker up and down. You know, 2022
Yeah.
was the off year. But I think the coming years ahead for PlayStation are going to be like the down years for them with what it seems
Yeah.
like the pipeline is. But like earlier, they had a lot of stuff because there's sequels and remakes and stuff like that, right? So ultimately, how will people judge these things? I don't know. I think time will tell after 2025 and 2026, right? But yeah, the one person what we were talking about when you hopped in was Cold Start in the chat had said Ghost of Yotei Marathon, MLB The Show, Death Stranding 2, Indiana Jones, COD, Doom, Outer Worlds 2. Sony
Yeah, I started
gamers
reading it
having
and I
a
was like,
bigger year than 2024. But
I mean, they are. I mean, I'm
but
trying
like
to think.
you don't include third party games when you're talking about a lineup for a platform,
Yeah, it
right?
starts to get to weird semantics. So like,
Because that's the same that you could say Assassin's Creed Shadows, say Kingdom Come Deliverance too. You could say, like any fucking game that's releasing
yeah,
everywhere, and as you're like touting how awesome
And also, you're
but you're
you're
choosing
saying
Xbox
Sony's gonna have
games.
a great year, and then you're like half the games you listed are Xbox stuff.
Right,
So
exactly. So it's like, well, that means Xbox is releasing great games this year, and you're excited about them, which are better value on the Xbox ecosystem in many ways. So, it just doesn't. I don't know. It doesn't make sense, but I see what you're trying to do.
yeah. I mean, a lot of Sony people are excited about Xbox games.
Yeah, if they
They're-
if they embrace Xbox games now and people stop
I
shitting
mean,
on them
that's
for
where
no
the
reason
Xbox.
and trying to downplay their games, then that's a good thing, right? I would
Yeah.
rather people be excited for them and actually like say, "Yeah, we have this coming this year," than say that sucks for no reason, because it's related to Xbox in some form or fashion, right? Which has always been the case.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's
now
I
what-
just think it's a diabolical plan.
yeah,
Yeah.
now all they're gonna do is just be like, yeah, well, your Xbox game sucks and it runs better on a PlayStation Pro. Like that's just gonna be the next talking point.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah. There was an article that came out today where it was saying like I refuse to buy Indiana Jones until it comes to PS5 or something like that. So it's already starting, People are gonna come to orders.
Yeah, when those games chart in the top 10 and not one of their first party charts in the top 10, Sony will be even happier with their player base because they will have even less money for their first party studios to make new games. It just had one of their executives say, buy the remakes and remasters so they can afford to make new games. That's kind of like, I'm not saying they're out on the street with like a cup for coins and a cardboard thing saying we will work for food, but it's kind of sounding like it. So I don't know. Be happy for those Xbox games. Play them, buy them. We would love the financial support for Xbox first party, but if they start closing some more first party studios like Bend, because if I'm not mistaken, wasn't Bend Studios their last lifeline was this next new IP game that they were working on that just happened to be the games as a service? 'Cause that was the only thing that stopped them from being closed because they didn't want to be a support studio, and a lot of the employees bucked that being that. So it's more than likely at this point they're either going to be a support studio or they're going to be closed. And we'll see what Bluepoint does if they got another remake or remaster that they can pull off. Maybe have them do Bloodborne, much like they did. What do you call it? Dark? Or was it not Demon Souls?
Yeah.
They did a
Surprised
good
they
job
weren't
with that.
working on that already. Like,
Rumor has it, I guess the original designer for Bloodborne wants to be the only one to touch it, kind of like the Todd Howard syndrome kind of thing. But I'm pretty sure they could find a way to convince him otherwise. But I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
I do wonder like why if they cancel those games for financial reasons, like I really don't know. Like I'm wondering behind the scenes, are they just looking at bloating
Grub
budgets?
said that they canceled those specifically because they were scared because of Concord.
By association.
He said that's literally
Wow.
why they were canceled. He said after Concord, they kind of had a.
But they knew it was going to be risky,
They-
so you just could
yeah.
throw away like $400 million because you're. This is what I'm talking about, like the perception. Like they are so worried about perception. Like a lot of live service games are not going to make it, but you have to put it out.
It's
and-
like I think they're trying to like cut their losses ahead of time, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like
yeah.
I think they saw what Grubb said was like Concord was such a disaster that it caused like this holy shit moment inside of
But
PlayStation,
at
and
the-
then they
at
went
the
to
same
reassess all
time-
their projects, right?
At the same time, like they've been working on the game for like 4+ years. Like it had to be coming out pretty soon. Like because last year everyone was like, oh, it's probably gonna show this game off. They're probably gonna show Ben game off. Like people thought that was ready, And like just to not even try it, like you just wasted an entire game dev cycle just to throw it away. Like just
Yeah, and then
at the
now
end of the
you
day, you
have
should
the
put it out and
whole
try it. Yeah.
what we were talking about earlier, Jasper. Is you have the whole coming up with a new project, the whole pitch
Yeah.
process. All the money investment with that, the time. Then getting it greenlit and moving ahead with the project. Like it could be 4 or 5
Another
years,
4 or 5 years for a lot
it
of those
maybe
studios.
longer. Even if it's a smaller project, maybe less, right? But Blue Point could maybe like you guys said, like do more remakes and stuff. Maybe they get with FromSoft and get the ability to do a Bloodborne remake, which everybody's been asking for, right? They did Demon Souls, so maybe they would
Mhm.
get the ability to do Bloodborne, and that seems like a easy home run, right? For them at least until you get a Bloodborne 2, which it came out that they aren't doing a Bloodborne 2 because they're trying to respect the developer's wishes that he's just too busy right now or whatever. So maybe a
Yeah.
remake could satisfy the fans of
But
Bloodborne until then.
how
I don't know.
many studios does that lock up for just an additional 4 or so years? That this means they either try and make a game that can be released quicker, like a smaller type of game, or that's A, or
Well,
B,
that's what they're
just
saying.
stuck for 4 to 5 years again.
Well, like what another part of that is what Grubb was saying was it's very unlikely that they're gonna get like a green light on some kind of like quadruple A massive project that's gonna cost hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars, right? So it'll mostly be something that's like a smaller, great experience that they can really get behind and sell, but it's not going to be something like, one of these brand new, massive, huge franchise games that's one of their marketed as one of their tent poles.
Yeah, or just
So
become a support studio and completely close down, which is something you said as well.
we'll
But
see. I mean,
let's
they said
see, I
they're
guess.
they
Yeah.
said they're not going to, but like anything is up in the air. Like words are words
Yeah.
as
I
business.
mean, if they want their pitch to get a approval from Herman Hulse, just pitch a spin-off of Horizon, like Horizon Pals, or Horizon Origins, or just I I would, to save my job, I would be pitching anything Horizon related, just so that way at least get this approved, and that gives me another 3 years to fill out my resume and find another job before they close the studio. That's Ben Studios and probably Blue Point's best
Yeah. Last of
move right
Us
now.
go-karts. Have Ellie and Abby, rivals or something like
Yeah.
that. Have
Um,
like a baseball bat you can pick up, make it a
shout,
power up.
shout out to
Oh, the golf
Fahim.
club.
Yep, golf
Golf
club.
club.
Yep.
Shout out to Fahim Scott in the chat is talking about, but like if it's in the top 10, that means that PlayStation's 30%. It's going to do so much. Like again, same thing I said earlier. You can say that about any third party game. Like it doesn't. Imagine that you spend hundreds of millions of dollars, all these other kind of things and stuff to try and greenlight your games of service and all these other kind of things and do all this stuff. But yet your competition has still played more in your top 10 than your own games that you're investing on, right? Yeah, you're getting the 30%, but it's going to be other third party games there or not. Like Call of Duty was always like number one, pretty much. It's not really changing anything for them there. But if you're so reliant on third party and products that you have no control over, then anything can happen with those. We've seen that time and time again. So, for the Fortnites, Roblox, Minecraft, um, Overwatch is in the top 15 several times this year, even over Destiny, right? And you keep having that now. Marvel Rivals is super high everywhere, right? Like if
Yeah.
you have all those, right, and then Microsoft continues to have games that are more popular than your own games, right? That yeah, obviously PlayStation's making money on the storefront, but Xbox is making money on their own storefront, plus also the Game Pass subscriptions, plus also the PC storefront, plus Steam, plus plus the PlayStation storefront as well. Like who is has the advantage there? Now imagine the leverage. If you have eventually you have 5 of the top 15 games played on a PlayStation and you're Microsoft, who has the leverage there? I saw somebody with this backwards take saying like, it'd be horrible for Microsoft because like PlayStation could ban them from the store and they would just be screwed. But
I
it's
think it was on
like,
Xbox Ultimate last night. Or last,
yeah, that's like so backwards, man. Like PlayStation needs those games to sell because they're reliant on them for survival. That's how they survive. It's like they said, engagement is the metric that they drive their success on. So it's it's interesting overall to see kind of like we call it the Trojan horse element a little bit with Microsoft, and they already are with their franchises played so much on those platforms, but it's going to be even more so, right?
Yeah.
So there's a
And
there's a weird effect that happens with that we don't really understand yet.
yeah, they definitely have the Trojan horse aspect. But I also just think about what they are currently doing, and it's like Sony is supposed to be number two, right? Out of the big three, Nintendo's number one technically. Um, and people boast about the sales they're making. But even with all the sales that they are making right now and called the top, what they're currently doing with their budgeting, with them being the top console person right now in the industry, what they're doing with their budgeting is saying, even with what we're making, it's not enough first party wise. They've had statements like that. And then they had statements where they're saying, we need people to have remakes and remasters in order to even fund our games. They had the whole thing with like we can't survive without Call of Duty and stuff. So that 30% starts looking really small just based on these statements. I'm just saying. So I do wonder what strategy they will eventually go to in the future. I thought the live service angle was actually an idea. Um, and I think Jasper also has talked about that too. But like, I think the live service was a great idea because that's when you finally kind of break outside of your traditional mode and you finally start getting reoccurring revenue, just constantly from skins or what have you. But they tried that, but not really in a good way with Concord because you're jumping into a market that people are already familiar with. Yeah, go ahead.
and to that point, like they've already said that their current strategy isn't working if you have to have the remasters and all this other shit to fund their new projects. Like your
Yeah.
current strategy is not working, so let's change it up to live service games to where you can get those games that constantly fund stuff. But then you're like, oh, we tried it once, we failed. We're just gonna throw in the towel. Like
So now you
let's
just
go back
stuck
to
in
the
this.
old strategy that's not working again. It's like
Yeah, they
We're,
they got
we're
to
gonna forever be stuck.
shift still. Yeah, I think they're gonna have a variety of things that they do, right? Ronnie Patterson says, "Love these business executives running this show." Thanks, man. Hey, yeah, we have fun speculation about everything, including the industry and what these businesses are doing. Regarding the 30% thing, it's like,
Like, sorry for
yeah,
taking
it
business executive statements that they've made and
if
using
I
it
was
for.
if I was a business exec, I would be like, yeah, fund Spider-Man Online. That's a guaranteed $1 billion investment project that you're going to get returns on.
right.
Yeah, it's like
Um,
pretty obvious. But
but it's like, yeah, I see what you're saying, for him, but it's like you're saying that in a way it seems like it's coming across like it benefits PlayStation more because they make the 30% or something. It benefits both companies. Like PlayStation's happy to have those games there because they make money on them, right? It also lessens the necessity for people to have an Xbox console. So of course PlayStation is happy about that, right? But Xbox is also deciding to do it for their own benefit as well. And it goes both ways. And you could say, well, it benefits them more because, with this or that, or like it doesn't fucking matter. Like, at the end of the day, those are games that are going to be played on a PlayStation and they'll be played on Xboxes, and it benefits both companies, right? They're both making money. Now, what we were talking about, which led into this conversation, was the lack of the first party games from PlayStation that are on that list. Which your argument about the 30% seems to just say it's okay because they're making money on Microsoft games. But then if it's about the games, which it's always been about, which is what we're talking about, is what does the pipeline look like for the next few years on PlayStation, which is what we were discussing. And will they have those games to look forward to? And this whole big reset kind of puts everything, shifts it up. And you will see again and again and again, Microsoft games played more than PlayStation games in the top 15 week after week. So you can ask yourself who that benefits more. I don't know. You should just ask for fucking games from PlayStation. Like at the end of the day, like that's what it's all about. Like we should have a detailed idea, at least a good idea of what to look forward to the next couple of years on both platforms. We know on Xbox, right? We know on Xbox. We know what's coming.
Yep.
And it's crazy. Switch 2 is going to launch this year, right? There's going to be more Xbox games go to Switch 2. There's going to be maybe some PlayStation games go to the Switch. I wouldn't surprise me. They don't see them as a direct competitor, really, right? They already put Lego Horizon there as well.
People could finally put their games on the Switch.
And so when PlayStation puts their games on Steam, is Steam winning more because of the 30%? Just think about it. Is Steam winning more because of the 30 fucking percent? Use the same argument to yourself about Steam and PlayStation. And when Lego Horizon's on the Switch, is Nintendo winning more because of the fucking 30? It's just a stupid, ridiculous argument to even make, right? So ultimately, man, it's gonna be a fun few years ahead. I'll tell you that. Like this year, Switch 2, I can't wait to see what all the games are gonna be announced for it, especially from last gen, like going to them for the first time and seeing kind of how Nintendo players kind of adopt these franchises and games that they've had ignore their platform for a very long time. And then go into next year, which is very likely we might get a next gen Xbox. And then now with this rumor potentially of a Christmas 2027 PS5 or PS6 or PS5 Pro. It'll be an interesting few years ahead. And I'm looking forward to it. But I will tell you this, one showcase that we do have announced right now is Xbox Showcase. And that's this Thursday. First one's out the gate this year. As has been kind of usual for the last couple of years. Shout out to Ray Chi real quick with the $2 Canadian super chat. Says, imagine if Quantum Dream canceled the Star Wars game. Holy shit, man. I forgot all about that Quantum Dream Star Wars game. That trailer was amazing.
The Eclipse or something like that?
Yeah, Star Wars
Yeah,
Eclipse.
Star Wars Eclipse.
When did we see that? Was it 2020 or 2021?
It was early into the generation, so it probably was 2020.
21, 20.
Is that Star Wars Knights thing from Aspire Sony thing done? That's done, right? That's canceled.
That was canceled.
I thought there was rumors that they were trying to move it on to like another studio.
Yeah,
And
nobody
Sony,
picked it
it's
up
like
at this
Sony
point.
dropped out of it, but like I think internally Embracer was trying to move it to someone else, right?
Oh
Or
yeah,
something
yeah.
like that.
Sony backed out of the deal.
Yeah.
And then it was
Dang. What that game to come out.
not from that studio. Fuck.
Yo, well, what did they do? Aspire.
Aspire, they mostly do like ports of older Star Wars games and like port them to the new consoles. So like they did the Star Wars Pod Racers or stuff like that.
Just really simple ports.
Yeah.
Like not like big overhaul, like remake, like they're not taking they're not doing something like a Resident Evil 4 remake. You know what I mean? Or or Dead Space, something like that. They're doing like
like a literal port.
Yeah, like, hey, we're
Yeah.
up on the resolution.
And it's now it's
Yeah.
4K, yeah, whatever.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
and a lot of them haven't been received very well that they've done. Also,
Mm.
like I would rather like Night Dive fucking
Yeah, I don't
be
know
Knights
how
of the
well
Old
that
Republic.
game. I don't know how well that game aged, but I liked it as a kid. So I don't know. Hopefully that can age well, and hopefully whoever is going to have it, they do a good job.
Yeah, for sure, man. Yeah, we have this Dev Direct coming up on Thursday. I don't know, three, but are you busy on Thursday? Are you gonna watch the Dev
I think
Direct or
I'll
working?
be here.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody's joining me for that or not. You know, Jasper's working
I will.
probably.
Yeah, I might drop in.
Yeah. I get
So
off at 2:30. So
right on. Yeah, I'm gonna go
Oh, like,
live 11:30 or 11:30 Central, 12:30 Eastern time, and
oh
we'll be
yeah,
covering
I
it.
am working, but I'll try to sneak out.
But speaking of more fun speculation, right?
Yes.
I saw this image on my dashboard earlier, and Kate kind of tried to recreate it somewhat on the thumbnail. I think she did a good job. But yeah, I saw this image on my dashboard earlier, which I also had. If you look at the original image that they posted for the Dev Direct, you see the clear spaces, right? So like you got, but on this one on the dashboard, I mean, just the way it's laid out, even is like doesn't really make sense for a graphic. Period. Like there's clearly a lot of space left over on the top left and the bottom
Yeah.
right.
Okay.
Like you would think like they would even try to even it out just for a graphic designer be like, okay, this is a little awkward, you know? Um so having those
Looks like
extra
two more.
spaces, yeah, there's two clear spaces there, right? Um for me. So I was thinking, like, with those Jez kind of giving hints a little bit that their babies could be even bigger than people think. We've been used to at Dev Direct the last two times where we had 4 games shown, right? And then there's a 5th game, right? And this time there's 3 games shown with a mystery 4th game. So it's not unreasonable to think there's going to be a 5th game, because that would be kind of par for the course. The difference being that one of the 4 would be an unknown mystery game from a surprise location or whatever. And that 4th game has also been rumored because of Jez's article that it's a legendary Japanese IP that has decades of history getting a brand new game, right? So that leads a lot of people to speculate on many different things. Behind the scenes, there's a lot of rumors going around. A lot of people say they know what it is specifically. I've
I
heard.
think if those rumors are true, I think a lot of people are gonna be disappointed.
You think so? I think OGs will be excited.
OGs will like it, but I think
Yeah.
like anyone past the 360 generation is not gonna give a shit.
Right. I think OGs are going to be extremely excited
I'll
and
be
celebrate like crazy if the rumors are true that's going around. If you want to guess what we're talking about, well, Idle Sloth had a post today where I don't know how he created it, maybe using AI or something that kind of hinted at what we're talking about as well with the 4th game. But if it is the one that's spreading around, I've had multiple people tell me the same game, right? So either everybody's wrong and this source is just like full of shit and somebody's feeding everybody the wrong information, or it's legit, right? I'll be excited. Jasper's generation won't give a shit.
Yeah.
I agree with that. But I think it'd be cool. Now, will there be a 5th game? I think it's fairly reasonable to assume that there could be. And could that be like another announcement of maybe something else coming to Xbox for the first time? Or is it another look at one of the first party games, or maybe another game that's like launching sooner or from a third party? Who knows? It could be anything. Could be the Oblivion remake that everybody's talking about as well, right? Meg Elite says, "What's the rumor?" Because there's been the amount of people that are sending this, I don't want to leak this as like it's like a thing because I don't want to
Yeah.
be the first one to say it publicly on a podcast as like this is
Like,
what
"Matt,
everybody's saying.
confirmed on the
Yeah,
FSP."
yeah.
I mean, you can Google it. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
just
on social media already.
yeah, I don't
There
know.
was even a video going around, I think.
Yeah, that's the Idle Sloth one I
Um,
was talking about, like that I saw
yeah.
today. Like
Yeah,
it's like a
we've heard
drawing, a
about it.
pencil drawing, and there's like the first 3 games, and then the 4th game, the pencil drawing reveals the character for the 4th game. I think it was maybe made with AI. I don't know. Um, it's very professional looking. However that was done, I don't know. But um, the
Doc said we're gonna clip you anyways, man.
the 5th game, I think maybe if it would be a guess to say like an Oblivion remake or something like that. Who knows? But I think because of this graphic, the original graphic, and because of this, and then maybe adding Jez's hints into it also, but I would think maybe there's actually potential we could see 6 games here. Now maybe I'm looking too much into it, but I know that these graphics have meant something before, and I don't see how as a graphic artist you make that image. 3-bit. Like 3-bit, you're in graphic design, right?
Yeah.
So did you see the one on the dashboard that I put up on the screen?
Yeah.
It's a minute ago. Like
Yeah, what about it?
just as a
Like,
graphic design, it's just kind of like uneven and strange, right? To
yeah, it
have
seems
something
like
lined up like that.
it's missing 2 boxes. Like, I really believe that. It's kind of weird that those spaces are empty. Like, and I know sometimes I like to do in the dev direct, like, all of a sudden it'll be like a black box or something like that, and it'll
Yeah.
unscribble or unblur or something, and the game is revealed. But it looks like there's space for 2 boxes. I know some people say, it's like, oh, maybe it's AI. AI is still not there for this type of design. For like, AI is good for faces. It's good for um chatting and stuff like that. But a specific type of design where you're putting in like vectorized boxes, it's still not there yet. So not AI, but yeah, it looks like it has space for 2 boxes for sure. So, and then Psychonauts says, "I told you." So how many games would that be?
6.
More
Yeah,
is
it
that
would be if there's 2 more games,
6?
it would be 6 total.
6. I mean, we speculated that Square Enix could be here. And then we kind of, we know some things behind the scenes. I don't know if what is true or what is not, but let's just pretend like it's not there yet. And I feel like it would be cool to see the game I originally said, which has nothing to do with Genesis or anything. I really want to see Brass Lion Entertainment's game of Wu-Tang. If not here, then I guess at the June show.
So apparently,
That's just my fun.
so Mag said it. Oh, where did Mag say it, on X and C, or did he tweet it? I'm just curious because I like if somebody else said it, we can say it. But I don't want to be like, hey, we're the ones that spoil things for everybody. And like, if you want to be spoiled, let me know.
Well, I just don't like being that person, like, oh, what did 3-bit say on the podcast?
Yeah,
And then
yeah.
they clip me, and then they're like, oh, 3-bit, and then people get into arguments. And 3-bit, he's pretty good. I know him. You're like, no,
Yeah.
he's trash. And then there's this whole thing. Like, I would just rather just be the person that I am right now in the
Right.
present.
And I also
Yeah.
don't want to be like, this is our rumor or anything, because like other people definitely knew this way before us. It's just like we have a lot of friends in the podcasting community that we share information with, and like I've heard
That
the
too,
same
yeah.
game from multiple of them, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I think it's probably legit, but that's still, who knows, right? So Big Mad Mo saying don't say it. All right, just for you, Big Mad
Yeah.
Mo, I won't say it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, Fuzzy Tomato said Mag said he said it on his channel, but the channel is yeah. Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen his stream yet, or his video, but Yeah,
We
I've
all
known about
heard the
this
same game though.
since
So
last
we'll see.
week, since like maybe Thursday or Wednesday of last
Yeah.
week or so is when it started kind of going around about what this is. Um, so yeah, we'll see. We'll see if it happens. But 2 more games. Do you think, Fuzzy, that I'm looking too much into this graphic, or do you think that there's a good chance we
No.
might actually get 6 games at the Dev Direct, which would make it the biggest Dev Direct we've had?
Yeah. I don't think you're looking too much into it because it is a little. It's not as symmetrical. I mean, sure, the Xbox logo where it's positioned might, accommodate or account for that one block. But I said even before the Dev Direct was announced, I'm like, I wouldn't be surprised if we get 6 or 8 games. And it's only because I know that they have so much between now and June that's got to release or is it has like a penciled in date that I'm surprised that they only showed 4 boxes. It's not that I'm disappointed in any way. I'm still excited for seeing those 4. Um, but let's be real. There is all first party games coming out this year from Xbox. Well, some of them are going to be bigger games. Some of them are going to be smaller games. I would say out of the when I say first party, I include publishing. So 2 of those I believe are Xbox publishing, not one of their actual first party studios, but it still counts, I guess, as first party with the new definition of first party.
Well, I mean, like with that, Fuzzy, you could say Flight Sim,
Yeah.
or like anyone that's made by a studio that's not owned by them, like
Yeah, like Battleborn.
Helldivers 2, right, for
Yeah.
PlayStation.
Yeah.
Like if it's published by them, they own the rights to the IP, then that's a first party game,
Yeah.
So
And I think this is going to be a bigger year than last year in that regard. And that's why I was like, oh, they probably want to at least show us like at least 5 or 6 of them and then maybe surprise us with 2 or 3. But I don't want to like overhype or get anybody's expectations up or anything like that. It's just there's a lot of stuff that are moving parts behind the scenes that they're going to have to release some point this year. And if GTA doesn't land this year, yeah, they're definitely going to release all of those. Like there's some that they're probably holding close to their chest right now, depending on where that falls. So if it goes 2026 for GTA 6, like I think it will, yeah, we're definitely seeing 10 to 12 from first party this year. But I think we get a visit from a developer that was there last year. I think they make another appearance. We're getting something on console, and this isn't like secret information. You could probably go to GameStop and find it out. We're getting something from that same publisher this Friday on the console for the first time. Now it's been on Xbox PC or Windows Store before, but finally coming to the Xbox console. So I wouldn't be surprised if they make an appearance to drop at least 1 other, maybe 2 other games in their portfolio on the platform. So it's going to be interesting.
I think it's still only 5 games. I think you get like a shadow drop, but I think it's 5. I don't think 6 because you also have to count in. It's probably going to be about an hour show, and they're going to spend about 10, 15 minutes on each studio. Probably Compulsion probably gets the longest amount of time just because they're smaller and a little bit more unknown, I would think. And then along with Expedition 33, that studio probably gets the second most amount of time. And then id probably gets like 5 to 10 minutes because like everyone already knows what Doom is, so it's not like that big of a deal. It just kind of introductions the studio. And then the surprise game, you don't really talk too much about the studio. Maybe more sort of the partnership there with that game, and then the surprise mystery drop. You don't really talk about the studio either.
Yeah.
Could be.
I'm wondering, like, for the mystery game, like, if the rumor's true, like, what it's gonna look
What it's
like.
trying to do.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
what style would it be? Would it be in the old style? Like,
Do you think
God,
they'll show
it's like I want to
gameplay?
talk about it. I just can't talk about it because
Do you think they'll show gameplay? Like a lot of gameplay?
yeah, I
footage?
think whatever it is, we get gameplay of.
Okay.
Yeah. For the
Yeah.
fourth game?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll
mean,
give
I'm really hyped for it.
I'll give a hint as to what the rumor is going around behind the scenes. I'll give a little hint. I'll give a little clue. Okay. It has a special history with the original Xbox era.
That's all they need.
Yep.
Yep.
I just like the concept that it's going down a path that we've all kind of asked Xbox, or not all, but like a lot of people have asked Xbox to go. And there's probably a ton more that they're working on in that region and whatnot. So it'll be cool to see what other ones might follow, like let's say next year or the year thereafter and stuff. So really looking forward to it.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I wonder, like, how much of a dive we'll get with the studio, like what they're changing. Yeah, this is hard to talk about.
Yeah, I mean, we also have to take it. There's a lot of
Work it
audio
out.
listeners and stuff too. They're gonna be listening to this after the fact and stuff. You know?
Yeah, they'll be like, "What the heck are you
Yeah,
guys?"
and this rumor could be also completely fucking fake.
That too. Yeah.
I
It
have
could
no
be-
idea
yeah.
what the original sources are that it's coming from.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And
We've
nobody
all
said
been hearing
it's all.
the
It's
same
all.
thing.
My guy tells me this. My guy tells me this, and I will say everybody's guy telling them the same game. I don't have a guy. I don't have a
We
guy.
just
I
hear
have
from
other.
someone else
I
who
have
has a
other.
guy.
I have. Yeah. I have other. I have guys that have a guy. But all their guys could be the same fucking guy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
For all I know, I don't ask them who their guy is, and if their one guy is wrong and he's going around telling all these people the same thing, they're like, I don't know. You know what I mean?
It has been separate people, but same information. So
It's like, guy
maybe
knows
he's
a
a guy.
guy knows a guy that told me this, that, you know, my
Yeah,
my
the guy.
my brother's uncle's cousin told
Who knows Bill Gates?
Yeah.
Yeah, who knows Bill Gates? He's gonna ban you from Xbox. All the things. Yeah.
My stepbrother's uncle's cousin from his second wife.
Second wife. Yeah. Or was it the third? It was the third.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't know. It's all for me. It's like there's been some of this stuff happen before too, and it's like not been accurate, so I don't get too excited for it. But Jasper, I will be excited for the fourth game personally.
Yeah, I just know that like a lot of people won't at the same time.
Yeah, maybe. But it also depends on how it looks too, right?
If it's a more modern take on the genre, like we get with every other game nowadays, it seems like. I don't know if you catch what I'm hinting at there, but like,
Yeah,
if it's like that, I think people may be a little more open to it.
yeah.
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
You feel like if they don't modernize it as much and try to keep it like the original, people would just be like, eh.
Yeah.
I feel that. 100%.
Yeah,
Makes sense.
but that would be
And then I feel like
reason
and
for
then
it
I
to
feel
come
like all the
back.
old people, the people that like the old style would be like, well, I fucking hate the new style. So it's like, I don't know.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah.
But but it's interesting because the new style, talking around this, the new style of games are heavily inspired by that game,
Yeah, I
right?
know.
And it's like you can see the reasoning for them to maybe want to bring it back at this point because of the success of all these other games. But how do you do that and stay true, but also take advantage of the new grown market? It's a tough situation. So yeah, you're right. It's going to depend on what it looks like, you know. Um,
Yeah.
I want predictions. Like, let's just assume, okay, that those spaces are relevant. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll assume the speculation is legitimate. All right, and there's a top left corner and there's a bottom fucking right corner. All right, and that the graphic they did was on purpose. The spaces were intentional, like they have been in the past. Just saying.
Mhm.
We got the Force Surprise game, which we all think we know what it is. The What is the fifth surprise? And then what is the sixth? What 3-bit? What's going in the top left corner?
Top left corner.
Top left corner.
Final Fantasy 16 or something.
Okay.
Just
Release
because,
date
like,
for Xbox. Like
yeah, release date for Xbox.
Shadow Drop
Um,
it because the timed exclusivity is over or whatever potentially.
Yeah, yeah, I could see that, especially with what we're going to get later on Tidbits. Kind of leads cadence to Square Enix's partnership, potential partnership with Xbox, and them
Good point.
be like, whoa, Sony, that was our past. Okay, we're different now. We're different. So, I could see Square Enix. Trying to think, who could be jumping in as well. There's two spaces. I don't know. Come back to me. I'll get you the answer.
Okay. So top left will stick you for Final Fantasy 16.
Yes.
All right.
Yeah. And let me think about my other one.
Fuzzy Belvedere.
Mhm.
What is going in the top left?
I agree with 3-bit. Something Square Enix related. Maybe it's multiple games, or maybe it's just one game. As hinted, there's something in Tidbits that makes me think it's multiple games, but Square makes an appearance. The bottom right, I'm kind of torn. It's either visit to Activision and talking about things like Call of Duty. All of the previous Call of Duties are in Game Pass now, or something to that effect. Like their back catalog is making its first drop, or it winds up being oh man, I just had a brain for
Yeah, that's what
not
happened.
Activision. If not Activision, what was the other one? Oh crap! Dagnabbit.
Whisper
It's
Boss?
something else. Oh, the previously talked about rumors of something from Bethesda
Yeah.
with possibly Oblivion.
Dang. That's what I was.
Okay.
Yeah. That's what I was trying to remember. My brain farted as well. So, yeah. I think Square Enix and Oblivion will be there.
Okay. I like it. So y'all are both on the same page.
Yeah, if those two spaces all of a sudden go like, and we have more to show you with the Xbox Dev Direct. And it does a little. Yeah.
Maybe they add 2 more question marks at the beginning of the show,
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
Jasper.
So I'm thinking that it's most likely going to be internal studios. So like probably smaller projects. Like you could see like maybe a Double Fine Shadow Drop, like if Kiln's ready or some other
Right.
smaller project they've been working on. So I'll put that into the top left, and then like I don't necessarily agree with the Oblivion thing, just because like I don't feel like Oblivion needs a direct like, and the only way you would show that here is if you were gonna drop that like right away, just about. And from all the like information we've heard is like that's supposed to be more of a summer or a later type game. So like E3 time would shadow drop that. So I don't think Oblivion is that game. For the sixth game though, I'm kind of like I feel like they do need to show off ABK just because we haven't really ever seen like an internal like, hey, we're so and so from ABK, like we're proud to be part of the Xbox family. We really haven't had that yet.
Yeah.
So this would be a good opportunity for them to do that. It's just I don't know what they would show, like unless if Tony Hawk is coming out this year or something like that.
That's
Like
a good
I don't
one.
know what
When's the
I don't know what
25th
ABK.
anniversary? Was that last year or because Tony Hawk did an interview last year and I think maybe they're interviewing him for the 25th anniversary. I'm not sure, but they asked him about is there anything happening? He said, yeah, we're working on some fun stuff. I can't say anything about it, right? But you could be onto something there, Jasper. What if it's like something like that? Just like, hey, Tony Hawk, a new one,
Yeah,
a
I
remake,
think
another remake.
if it is a bigger game, I feel like it's going to be an ABK game that's coming out this year that's not Call of Duty, and whatever that is, I don't know.
Fair
Ooh, did I
enough,
hear
man.
So-
Tony
With
Hawk?
Transformers games,
cool.
hop in as a trilogy,
Well,
or show up like that.
yeah, that would go along with the backwards compatibility stuff, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
remastered trilogy.
I really want them to, whenever this ABK library drop's gonna be, um I have a feeling it'll be more so the June showcase at the very end. But I hope it shows up here. I
They just kind of
really
doing it like randomly, like Diablo
Mhm.
just hit, right? The original just hit
Yeah.
Oh, did
on
it?
Game
Okay.
Pass, yeah. So
I really
it's
want Underground. Underground 1 and 2.
yeah, there's a lot that they need to add. So there's got to be stuff that's been going on behind the scenes about that. But it also I think they're busy trying to get this Xbox app stuff ready, adding more games to the playable via the cloud and all that kind of stuff. Um, so there's a lot that they're working on integrating Windows and Xbox. So like that team that would have been like maybe working on integration stuff is also have their hands full rushing to get this other stuff done potentially, right? So
Does the WoW DLC come out this year? Like the
I
big
believe
WoW
so.
expansion?
At least one of the chapters or something.
Yeah.
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 we did hear from them that they want to bring it to consoles.
Yeah. So, and I don't know if they're doing BlizzCon again this year or not. So maybe we see
I don't know
Blizzard
if
here.
that'll be here though. I mean, yeah, yeah.
I'm just
yeah.
speculating.
Yeah. All right, so I'm gonna go top left. Okay. For the top left, I'm gonna go with Oblivion remake. Because the rumors are that that game's gonna potentially launch in June.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the showcase is in June. So maybe you announce it here and then you have another little showing or talk about it then. Depends on how big a scope it is. The rumors are it's like a full on remake, you know. And at that point it's worthy of a lot of discussion and talk and not just like a update or and stuff like that. So at that point I think you'd want to show it off more. And you wouldn't want to just have like a trailer that's going to get lost in the shuffle at the June showcase. So you would have a chance to show it here and then again, at June showcase with like the surprise release date after everybody's already excited about it. Like, hey, here it is. Play it now or whatever. And a remake would go over that well. Or you could go ahead and announce that it's coming this summer at the Dev Direct, right? So that's a possibility. I'll stick that with the top left. Okay. Bottom right, I'm gonna go bigger. Because this has got to show up at some point. It's got to show up at some point, man, and that's Cinemax Online's game.
Mm.
Just go ahead and
Okay.
reveal it here at this Dev Direct. You got at that point you would have Cinemax Online show up. You would have Elder Scrolls, because they could kind of transition, like Oblivion's getting remade, but also team that's been doing Elder Scrolls Online. Let's check on them. What are they up to? Oh, actually, this isn't about Elder Scrolls Online. This is about our next project. Yeah, we know we've been working on this for some time. We talked about it right after the acquisition when we told you we're working on the biggest thing we've ever done, and we're super excited about it. It's been quiet since then. Yes, so we haven't told you what it is. Rumors that we were going to reveal this game last year after we said to everybody this was going to be a huge year for our studio. Quiet. Yeah, we had an expansion for Elder Scrolls Online, but we were hinting at the time at something else. But fortunately, the Summer Game Showcase was just so fucking big that they said, you know what, because you're later, you're launching not till late next year maybe or something like that. We're going to hold you off. We thought maybe they were going to do it at the Game Awards, but no, they reserved the announcement for Outer Worlds 2 as coming in 2025 at the Game Awards because they wanted to give a bigger look at our game. So they're reserving it for the Dev Direct where we're going to get a breakdown, which makes sense for an MMO to have a little bit more time to talk about it too. So
That's where I was thinking, like the big games that like we haven't seen in a while. Like I feel like I was thinking about throwing Contraband in there, but I was like, it's been so long now that they just have to show another trailer of that
Yeah.
at E3. Like you can't just put that in a direct anymore. So like I don't know if you announce something here. It's more like, hey, this game's already announced. Let's give you an update on it or something.
they announced Visions of Mana last year, and they are announcing a third-party game this year. So we know they're at least willing to announce third-party games at these things, right? So maybe we do get the first-party game announcements at this thing too.
Yeah, that could be cool.
We'll see. I get what you're saying, Jasper, but I wouldn't pull it past them.
I find it interesting.
Also,
that
Hi-Fi
both
Rush
you-
was Hi-Fi Rush. Oh, that was
But that was Shadow Drop. Yeah.
that was a Shadow Drop at one, but it's
Yeah.
also an announcement, right?
You and
So-
Jasper both went the internal route.
Yeah, we went internal, inside Xbox.
Inside Xbox.
Yeah.
I like it.
With Major Nelson.
Yeah, it could also be Final Fantasy 16, and it also could be Final. You could have Final. Part of the rumors was that Final Fantasy 16 and Part 1 remake could be this year on Xbox, and then next year could be Rebirth. There's a rumor going around about that possibility, right? So wouldn't pull it past them.
Some people
Could be those
in
two.
chat are speculating like killing. People really want to see what that is, like nerds.
Yeah.
So yeah,
I want
forward to
Brutal Legend too, man. Hey, Game on
Underrated.
Jesse says it's a Beastie Boy next to Mav. Kate, she said, "Who the fuck is that guy next to Mav?" Yeah, it's Jasper. He's back. He's not wearing a hat too. We can see his nice.
Yeah,
hair.
I came in real hot, so I didn't have time to grab my hat. I just sat down and I just had my hoodie on. I didn't even take that off.
What if it was like a little hardware tease for first time at a direct?
Oh, that would be crazy.
Like
Maybe
something
that's the box.
like, or maybe like a Series Elite 3 controller. Or
That would be awesome.
That would be a good dev direct.
it would be interesting to see something like that at a dev direct. Like, hey, these games, you have something new to play them with. This new controller we got come. I don't know. It's a thought. But we are actually the next controller they launched is probably going to be that new one that's like got the pants.
Yeah.
So that might not be till next year. It's like, would you release an Elite controller now if you have a controller redesign coming from next gen in 2026? Or would you just wait and launch the new Elite version of that later?
If it were me, I would launch the Elite that the next controller is based off of now. Have you buy it for the current box, and then when you get the next console next year, you could either carry your Elite over to it or just use the controller that came in the box.
And
That
I
would be
would
me.
bring back Rock Band or Guitar Hero for the June showcase. Just saying. Phil really wanted it, and I feel like that would be one of those games where people are like,
Yeah, I think Rock Band and those kind of games just don't work anymore. Like they saw the plastic guitar market.
Don't kill
is,
my
like-
dreams, Jasper.
Like I think Ubisoft tried it with Rocksmith, or it was them or Epic. I don't remember. One of them tried it with
Ubisoft,
Rocks.
I think.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then they try like you have to use your controller, your phone on this stuff now, and it's just not the same.
What if they make it so you use your phone for the drums or something? It's not the
You want to
same,
just put your phone up and go. doot, 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 doot.
You remember when like all these game companies thought we were going to be using like tablets and shit, like when we're playing games?
Yeah, the Division 1, the first trailer,
Yeah,
like
That's what
get
I
your
thought.
friend
Yeah.
on the tablet and he can control the drone, and that shit never happened.
Yeah, nobody used it.
Yeah.
Smart Glass. It was called Smart Glass.
Yeah.
Remember, like it was like for
Yeah.
Madden, pick your plays using your tablet.
Yeah, Battlefield 4 had it where you could like play as the commander or whatever.
yeah. It's a cool concept, a cool
Yeah.
idea. It's just like not really. I think a lot of people just don't want to have a tablet with them while they're fucking holding a controller too, playing a game, and like they're not gonna put the controller aside to do something.
And then if you have the friend next to you, like you can be the tablet guy. It's like, but I want to play as the guy. I don't want to play as a fucking drone that just
right, yeah.
Yeah. It's a cool
I'm having
idea.
so much
Maybe
fun tagging enemies.
if they did the Xbox controller with like a screen inside of it,
Yeah.
I mean that could be the
That's like the multiplayer mode on like Super Mario Galaxy, right? The co-op mode. Hey, do you want to be the thing to just swirl around the
Oh,
screen and just collect fucking stars? That's so fucking lame, man. Like you get to either be Mario and do a bunch of cool shit, or you get to just move a cursor around the screen and
you could add a platform for him to jump on.
kind of like being the audience in Jackbox, which I guess could be a little bit fun here and there.
Yeah,
enough people, enough drinks.
there used to be so many like weird gimmicky things like that, like stuff that like is always cool that never really pans out or takes off. I remember the first time you could scan your face, right, in a
Yeah.
game, and I spent like
Yeah.
forever. I was like, okay, like make sure the lighting is good, all right, I shaved clean, I would take perfect picture. No, I
See,
don't like the way that comes out. Then you do
See,
all these,
I always tried to break it. I'd get like a basketball and see if I could just like
yeah.
fuck with it.
The 2K ones have been getting worse, by the way, over the years.
Oh,
Like, it's
they
been
sucked
looking
for
less
me
and
ever.
less.
I saw some great Rainbow Six had it back in the day. Remember, you could
Yeah,
your
Rainbow
mouth
Six
would
Vegas,
actually
yeah.
move. Those
Yeah.
ones were actually pretty cool. But in NBA, it was like always weird, man. It was like I don't know if it's my face or what,
No,
or
I
just
feel like it's just been getting worse.
I mean,
over
3-bit tried it and you came out Asian, so maybe it's
well,
just your
that's what
face.
happens in NBA 2K. Like if I scan
what happened.
if I scan my face like an NBA 2K and it does the whole thing, it comes out and I look like Mr. Miyagi or something. I mean like legitimately, like I look like an old fat Asian man that's bald
Yeah.
and like
The
it's
game that looked the most like
strange.
me was the original 2Ks and the Rainbow Six Vegas, I think, got
Mhm.
really close. I think the first one, I can't remember which one had the scanning. But
EA had a pretty good one where you could either upload a picture or
Yeah.
use your phone. But then the app broke and they never supported it afterwards. It was like, what are you guys doing?
it's annoying. But always like customization in games. 'Cause if I could get really close to being me or total opposite and just play as a chick, which I do a lot too. So depends.
Yeah.
Depends on the vibes.
Man. Yeah, what else weird shit did they used to? Yeah, I think the coolest thing that was actually implemented well was the on the Dreamcast, the VMU. That was implemented pretty well. But on the Wii U, they actually had good implementation on the gamepad. Right? Like that was actually worked pretty well. You remember that on what was the DS that had like the thing you could write on?
On the
Oh, with the little pen.
Yeah.
Yeah, the DS had 2 screens. The bottom one was like the pin screen.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. So they had that and stuff.
Yeah, I usually play Nintendo or no, I mostly played WarioWare, I believe. Yeah, good times.
WarioWare.
I feel like a lot of it ended up just being like, this is where your start menu and stuff is. Like you just have like the menu on the bottom and like you play the game on top.
Yeah.
And they kind of
Yeah,
started going
yeah.
away from it.
it's fun. Wonder where my DS is.
I have a Vita over here, but I don't know where the cord is for it. I don't even know what to do with it. I was thinking about selling it, but it's not really worth anything. I think
Not
did
yet.
they shut down the stores on that?
I think they were going to, and then people bitched and they brought it back. Maybe
Right.
But then I think maybe
they shut it down again.
canceled it later. I do remember hearing that report.
Yeah.
Yeah, I wonder.
Stash
see.
Gordon says, "Imagine Sega's going to drop in there and show off a new Panzer Dragoon. That'd be interesting, you know. I mean,
3-bit still needs to pick his other game.
yeah, no, he's what you said. Oblivion remake was your other game, right? 3-bit.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
but that would be cool. Panzer Dragon. I'm down for that too.
Yeah.
All right,
I'm down if they do a Sega Dreamcast. Not Sega Dreamcast. If they do a Sonic
They announced the
Adventure
Sega
3,
Dreamcast.
that would be crazy. By the way, we partnered with Xbox. Sega Dreamcast 2. Kong would flip, and I would definitely flip. But Sonic Adventure. Let's just go crazy a little bit in Speculation Town for a little bit. Sonic Adventure 3. That would be amazing. That's my favorite Sonic game of all time. I get to take care of my baby chows.
The new Sonic kind of looks like a Sonic
Uh,
The
Frontiers?
No, the one that just came out. The one that's
I was like
based
X or something, or
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah, the Year of
Sonic
the Shadow
X
game or whatever. the fuck it is.
Generations or Shadow.
yeah, that
Yeah,
looks
I don't
pretty
know.
good. I was thinking about picking that up. Sonic X Shadow Generations.
Yeah, is that what it's
Yeah, I
called?
will be picking that one up.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it looks like kind of has like a adventure look to it. So
Yeah, I like how they're kind of being inspired by their hit games like Adventure and stuff. So
yeah, it's crazy, man. Like weird in a weird twist of fate. The movie industry resurrected Sonic from doing a bunch of shit stuff to now actually having like good stuff again in gaming and also in the movies. I mean, like that movie, the Sonic 3, was like did massive numbers. It actually has like a crazy high score for critics and users also.
But the Knuckles show sucked major ass. Just-
Well, like I'm gonna look up IMDb score for fucking the Sonic movie.
yeah. And Nerd says, wasn't Sonic Colors supposed to be Sonic Adventure 3? I don't think so. Just because
was
it's
Colors
missing
2D?
things. Colors was like maybe there's so many Sonic games now. I'm
Yeah,
not
and there's
really
one
in
every
my-
fucking year.
Yeah, which one was Colors?
Colors was originally a like 3DS game or 2DS or a DS game or something, and then
Yeah,
it went to then it got ported to Xbox and stuff, or maybe it was a Wii game originally. I can't remember.
No, color. I did like Colors, but what it's missing for me as a Sonic fan is again, I want the baby chows. Bring it back. Where I don't even have to play any of the missions. I just get to take care of these little baby chows. Bring them
See,
to
I feel like
school.
the only reason people like Sonic Adventures is because the San Francisco level where you're running down the hill and
Yeah,
it plays
the
that
city
song.
escape.
It's-
That's just the beginning of the
Rolling
game.
around
yeah, I
down the
know.
street. Yeah, that's the only level I would play. Honestly, I'm not even gonna.
That's what I'm saying. Like that level is so good, but it's like,
Just do the whole game, but just that
Yeah.
level, over and over. But yeah, I would play that level constantly, just so I could. It was basically like grocery shopping because you get the rings in the level, and you could just give it back to your little child babies. That's all I want. That's what I want for Sonic Adventure 3.
A few years ago, Fortnite had like a special event, a limited time game mode that was just like that.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you're going downhill and you gotta like hit certain jumps at different times. You gotta, I think it was like it was NBA themed or something. So can't remember what it
Think,
was.
like-
They had like special unlocks for it and all this cool stuff. All right, guys. Well, we're on to the last segment of the show here, and this will be the last show from us until Thursday, when we're going to find out a lot of the answers to what we just speculated about. But we do have some games releasing this week also, so we're going to get to those and talk about them right now on.
I haven't looked at this list, so be surprised.
It's
Well,
just
because of adult themes, I think the first game got skipped. So I'll
okay.
just let everybody know there's a game called Disorder that's coming Wednesday for $29.99 that has a Stellar Blade look. It's coming to PS5, Series X and S, and PC. Looks like Stellar Blade, but like if Stellar Blade was mixed by the same people that did that what was that that one game that was like a 5-minute demo, something Bright Memory type deal.
Oh yeah, Bright Memory.
It
Infinite.
looks like it's made by the same dev that did Bright Memory Infinite, but it's leaning more towards the Stellar Blade look. And apparently we can't show it because of the adult.
Got the booty shots in there.
Yeah. So the the next game is Mika and the Witch's Mountain. Let me go ahead and
Oh yeah, I remember seeing this game.
Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC for $19.99 this Wednesday.
I remember I was talking about like, what do you do in this game besides fly around the room? And I don't think, like, is it like Superman 64 where you go through rings?
It looks super relaxing. I'll give it that.
Yeah. Like honestly, this seems like a game I would actually try out. But they really don't show you much besides flying around. But
2023. Wow.
It was supposed to come out in 2023, and it's had several delays.
Yeah.
This next one is Sword of the Necromancer Resurrection, coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC this Wednesday for $19.99.
Oh, I thought it was Breath of the Wild.
That's why I'm here.
Kind of has that aesthetic to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe this is only an old wives' tale. And if it isn't, I don't know what I'm going to face from now on.
I'll say the voice
But
acting
I
is.
must
yeah,
try.
that stood out to me a little bit.
Okay, now the gameplay looks a lot different.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. What is this on again, Fuzz?
Basically everything. PlayStation 4 and 5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch, and PC.
I will bring Coco back, no matter the cost.
Bringing a soul back from the dead. Do you intend to challenge the gods? Defy the natural order?
I will do anything for her.
Then enter the dungeon and face me. Claim the power of the necromancer.
Cool. Sword of the
I have
Necromancer
nothing left to
Resurrection.
lose,
Looks interesting.
because I've already
Right,
lost.
this next one is called Dream Core, coming to PS5, Series X and S, and PC this Thursday for $29.99.
Yeah, Zach Riley, I think that's its 1.0 release, probably for Mika. Said it was already out on Steam. Early
You're like
access.
in
Yeah.
a Windows wallpaper.
Fuck am I watching?
Kind of has like that liminal spaces kind of thing look to it.
Yeah.
The heck, it's very
Down in
like
the back rooms.
yeah, back.
Yeah, it has that old like video recorded like body
Yeah.
cam style, you know.
Timed exclusive.
All right, this next one is Ender Magnolia, Bloom in the Mist, coming to PS4, PS5, Series X and S, Switch, and PC for $19.99 this Thursday.
Oh. Graphics.
Why do you
the
never
dial
run
pretty.
left in games and you always run right?
This is one you probably run right and left.
That's when it gets confusing.
Yeah, because based on the way they showed the map, you're probably this is
Yeah.
like probably a Metroidvania-esque.
Yeah.
Or like Dead Cells, where there's a lot of ups and downs too. I really like the style, so I might check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the thing. Like with a lot of these kind of games, like the theme is really cool, but then you just get the 2D like side scroller stuff. I'm like, I'm out. I don't care. But like the
You
theme
don't,
is
you
so
don't like
cool.
side scrollers?
Yeah, like side scroller platformer stuff is just like not it.
It's
Yeah,
all in the
I
feel
love
of the
that
game
stuff.
with those for me, like the mood, the setting, and then the feel of the controls. That's why Dead Cells is good.
I love Dead Cells, So if it's like Dead Cells, no, is it?
Right. This one is Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, finally coming to PC this Thursday for $48.99. It's a pre-order purchase sale on Steam. Normally it's supposed to be, I guess, $69.99.
On Thursday, you say?
And PC players aren't going to pay $70 for it. So.
Interesting that's happening on Thursday.
Yeah.
Just close your eyes and listen.
This is what makes me think Square is going to make an appearance Thursday at the Dev Direct. This and another game that's on this list.
We can overcome our fate.
Am I the same as these monsters? Am I even?
Damn you, Sephiroth.
Okay, we're looking for Sephiroth. Think you can find him?
The graphics are so good. I like his hair rendering.
So you
I could never really get into a lot of the Final Fantasy games. The closest I got was the one that everyone hated. The boy.
The
car.
Yeah.
That was the closest I got.
I almost jumped into that one. I was so close, but I'm like, I had still Final Fantasy.
And everyone's like, it's so different. I hate it. I was like, oh, like my
trust in me.
like I kind of dig it.
Zach
I did play
Riley
that
says
one.
it's on sale already. Humble.
Come on.
On me.
What? He's working with Sephiroth? I don't know anything about the story. I thought he was.
No one does.
Yeah. I thought he was a bad guy. Apparently, I don't know anything.
I still don't know why Square didn't push to have this on PC at the same time as PS5.
Yeah, bad decisions.
I don't think it would have cannibalized PS5 sales. I think it's going to reduce the amount of sales they get this Thursday in comparison.
Yeah. Like it will sell well, but it's not going to sell as well as it would have if they released it.
Yeah.
A weapon?
Tutelary creatures, set only to appear when the planet is in grave danger.
Who dares disturb my slumber? It's upon us. The reunion. When worlds merge. I'm waiting, Cloud.
Didn't you play this map? Oh no,
I played
the new.
I played part 1.
Oh, you did.
Oh, I mean, I played the original Final Fantasy. I played the shit out of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, part 1
on
was
2 disc.
Was great. I loved it. I waited on this because it's coming PC. I've been playing PS5.
Yeah.
Oh, it's Helldivers.
This next one. This next one is Red Solstice 2 Survivors, coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, X, and Series S. Already available on PC, but the price on PC is $14.99. I'm assuming it's gonna either be $14.99 or $19.99 on the consoles this Thursday.
Pretty fun.
Yeah.
The first Berserker Kazan is on Game Pass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought they had said that originally that it was on Game Pass, and then it's like they went silent on saying it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't think it
I
was.
definitely. I just remember the demo. Like everyone was talking about a demo or something. I didn't know.
Yeah,
the
the
game
demo.
was-
Out now, I think.
Red Solstice 2.
Now it's on console this Thursday.
Raichi says this is a Steam Deck game.
Yeah.
Really extended the end of this trailer to make sure you add it to the wish list.
Yeah, they give you time.
Yeah,
like, we'll wait.
I don't see anything about it going to Game Pass.
See, here's the Aspire kind of Star Wars games.
Yeah.
just like
Star
small.
Wars Episode 1, Jedi Powers Battle, and it's coming to PS4, PS5, Xbox One, Series X and S, Switch and PC this Thursday for $17.99.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's just a port of a PlayStation 1 game, and they add some like additional bonus content or whatever, and make it work.
How
Were they
much
all-
is it? I mean,
It's usually like $20 or $15, something like that.
I'll try it. Oh my gosh, though, this is. It is
Yeah, I don't-
not age
this-
very well.
Yeah, I don't remember people liking this Star Wars game that much.
I don't remember. Like, this does not reach any brain memory I have. I don't remember Jedi Power Battle. I remember Bounty Hunter.
Where did y'all see that first Berserker Kazan's coming to Game Pass?
Big Man Mo just mentioned it in chat.
I don't think I've ever seen anything about that game coming to Game Pass.
The first time they showed it, it said it was Game Pass, and that's why I was like, why doesn't it show that anymore? I gotta see if I can find the original trailer. Right, this is Singularity Echo of Ada coming to PS5, Series X and S, and PC this Thursday for $39.99.
Oh, this is a Steel game.
I don't think it's ever been Game Pass.
I mean, according to a quick Google and the AI results, it says First Berserker is confirmed for Game Pass and on its release date March 27th.
Really? Like we're on AI?
Yeah, like when you Google something, how AI is the first result now.
But if you go to like
There's a-
Xbox Wire, it doesn't even say that. You know?
There's a Reddit article that has it.
It was in the trailer. Let me see if I can find it.
Yeah.
It doesn't say Game Pass in the storefront either.
やりすぎちゃいました。おはようございます。さあ、
こんな刺激的な朝は初めてだ。
Sensuality. 3-bit, not 3-bit. I think it was Steel that said he's just got kind of put off on that game.
Oh, the game that came out?
Duality?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Now, this last one is Forspoken, finally coming to Series X and S this Friday for $69.99.
Today, I am
Dun, dun,
super excited to
dun.
finally announce that
This is
I
Jasper's
played the
Game of the
character
Year.
Frey in working title Project Athia, a brand new IP from Square Enix and Luminous Productions.
Oh, this is the
about a young woman in a beautiful
original
yet
trailer, I think.
threatening
Right.
world.
It was called Project.
This is when it looked
development
good.
team has been working
Athia.
super hard to create
I mean,
this
I
remarkable
actually like the
journey,
game.
and it's been
but-
Yeah, I
incredibly
remember you did.
exciting to be a part of it. Frey is a character I immediately connected with when this project
So,
was
yep,
first brought to me, and I've
everyone
had
is
so
finally on
much fun
Xbox.
working with the team to bring her character
So,
to life in performance capture and
try it,
voice recording
I guess.
sessions. While we're not
Make
quite
Square
ready
Enix that
to
money.
reveal everything today, we do have a sneak peek at a brand new scene from the game and the final name to share. So please enjoy.
Hide.
Is that a motherfucking dragon?
Did you beat the game, Jasper?
Yeah, I beat 100% of the game.
Oh, dang.
I wanted to play the DLC, I just never bought it.
Is it gone?
Yes.
Is the DLC like extended story?
That thing out
It's
there?
like a prequel. You play as her mother, I think.
Oh.
Yeah, there was a correction on the Reddit. There's no mention of Game Pass from Xbox. And
What? What was the
I
price?
just when I saw it in like the trailer, but like every trailer I look at now doesn't show it, so it's like I think it was one of
Mandela
those that
effect.
was shown during a dev direct. That wasn't one of the ones included on Game Pass, more than likely.
Yeah, it looks like it's $70, y'all.
Big Mad
Forspoken.
Mo says it's in Game Pass. I don't see it, man. I don't know. I
I
hope
mean, it doesn't
is.
come out till March 27th, so give it another month and
Yeah.
change.
Maybe
I-
they're not showing the Game Pass thing because they want people to pre-order it as well.
Yeah, I mean that's a possibility. I just don't remember the first time. I remember the first time I saw the game. I was like, "Wow, that looks good. Love the art style. Looks really cool." But I don't
Yeah.
remember there being a Game Pass for it, right? I remember it was marketed by Xbox,
Mhm.
right? So maybe that's where people just kind of assumed or just kind of got it mixed up or whatever. Because the Reddit I was just trying to hunt for it, and the guy just says
Yeah.
it, and then people in the comments are like, "There's no mention of Game Pass. Where are you getting that from?" And he didn't have any answers or
Yeah.
Why the heck is Forspoken $70?
It will be like
That,
$5 in a week.
that's crazy.
It's because Square Enix lost a lot of money on that when it was on PlayStation, and I don't think it sold all that well on Xbox either, or on PC either. So
No.
So they're just gonna be like, let's pretend like it never launched on those platforms, and here you go, brand new game. It's just, I don't know, just interesting. That's all.
yeah,
what. What are
So-
they? Are they marketing it on their Twitter? Is there like a Forspoken Twitter account?
I
I
bet
think
you
they would
half
just
of our
send it in
chat didn't even
Microsoft
know.
Store.
Half our
Forspoken
chat didn't
Gaming.
even know it was coming out, and I definitely didn't know before this
Well,
show.
I
So
didn't know Forspoken was coming out on Xbox
yeah,
this week.
so they're
I,
not doing
I thought
very
it was
good.
a matter of time since it was already in like the PC store. I
Well,
was
I
like,
knew they
"Hmm."
said it would be like a year or two exclusive or whatever, but I just didn't know it was this week.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
crazy.
Forspoken Xbox release.
But you're welcome,
Buy
chat.
Forspoken. Yeah.
Now you know Forspoken is going on Xbox. You
It's
heard it here.
crazy. I mean, that game was hyped up so much for like PlayStation. That's what we talking about. We talked about this earlier in the show, right? And I was talking about it today on Boom Show about the reliance on second and third party deals and stuff. You know, like those games will eventually be other places as everybody's upset about Xbox games going to PlayStation. Well, PlayStation has very little as far as their actual true roadmap of first party franchises that they own the rights to. Like all these other deals that they're making, like it's happened with Death Stranding already. It's happened for Forspoken now because of Square. It's going to happen with the Final Fantasy games that were touted as the reasons to buy a PlayStation, all this other kind of stuff. So if timed exclusives are a detriment to Xbox when they have so much of a pipeline of them, well, it should be a detriment to PlayStation too.
It's
Right?
really interesting. Like people in the chat are mentioning like Square Enix not really marketing this. It's like it feels like a ghost.
It feels like
ghost
how
drop.
you schedule tweets on Twitter. Like they just schedule it for like 2 years out after the restart. It's like go live on Xbox and they forgot.
Yeah, what the heck? Like it just feels like they don't want to make Sony mad. So they're like, we won't market it, but it's available on Xbox. Just it's available. Go buy it.
Where did you even see the release date for that, Fuzz? Was it where was that?
Oh, it was on. Well, right now it's on. I mean, I just had it on Xbox's page.
I mean, it's on the
Where is it?
storefront on Xbox. You can buy it. Like,
Well, yeah, because
Yeah.
it's been on the Windows Store ever since it came out.
right.
Oh, Delilah, that is a poster from my film, Crimson Tower, the old film I made in college, and then the one behind that is my comic. The poster, this poster was drawn by my sister. Yeah, that's where it's from.
You know, there is a dev direct coming up. Maybe they
I think that's where they make more of an announcement on it.
they
On
say it's
Forspoken?
coming to Game Pass.
Yeah.
I fucking hope
Well,
not.
I think it's just going to be. I think it's going to be Square in general. I think just like they did
Oh,
last year, where it's like a new what'd they say? New party member is joined or something, or a new contender. Something.
yeah. I was just curious where you got the release date from that it was coming out this week.
It was
For what?
on.
For Forspoken?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
It was on a new site that kind of replaced what do you call them? Called releases. And I think I closed that window. Let me. There was a lot of other PC games. I'll send it in the chat.
Yeah.
Here.
I'm
Or
just trying
or-
to I'm trying to find anything about it. I don't see anything that says it's coming this week. But like,
Why is
it
I
could
hate that
be. It
Twitter
originally
doesn't?
came out in January of 2023, January 24th of 2023, right?
Yeah.
So January 24th, which is this week, would make 2 years since then.
Yeah.
Wait,
And
you
that
talking about
was originally a
Forspoken?
2 years
'Cause I see
exclusive.
that on the
Yeah.
Xbox store already.
Because
but-
it's on PC.
Oh,
Yeah, it's been in the Xbox store on PC since day one, I think. Right,
Yeah.
Jasper?
Yeah. Yeah, that's how I played it.
Yeah. So it'll be 2 years. I wonder if that site fuzzy was just like, it's been 2 years exclusive, so it's coming to consoles, and they just added
It's
it.
quite possible because they had it listed as upcoming Xbox, but it looks like this has been. It may have been one of those things where they did the 2 years from the original release date because it
Assumption.
was, yeah.
January 24th. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, I thought it was like something out there, like for sure, like a release announcement or something. Like if it happens, it happens. But like that part of tidbits, don't count it as concrete. Okay, I'm just saying. Like,
Okay.
who knows? Forspoken may come or may not, but it would make sense if that happened 2 years after. And
Yeah.
maybe this speculation. Okay, maybe Square shows up and they show, like, hey, this is coming, and today we're dropping Forspoken, or whatever. But like, I don't know where that site, got that from, because it's not on the console store. I don't think they would fucking shadow drop that. I would think they would want to market that one,
Yeah, because that's what
unless it's
we're
in
like,
Game
what the heck? They
Pass.
haven't marketed it. Yeah, I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either
I
way,
think-
if you catch
Either
it on
way,
sale,
yeah,
it's
it's
a
not
good
on there
game
right
to
there.
play it.
Yeah, sorry, Jasper. What'd you say, Jasper?
I was just saying, either way, if you catch it on sale, it's a good game. You should play it. A lot of people hated it,
Right.
but
I'm not buying for $70. That's for sure. And for some reason, $70 still on the PC store is atrocious.
Yeah, we get our list from sites and we don't really like question them too much. This one is like, okay, maybe. Forspoken Xbox console release date. I'm just googling.
Because I see people say like, "Hey, it's gonna come out in January 2025," but
that's just because there was that original 2-year exclusivity window.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay. It's okay. So this is from Game Revolution. Okay, this is an old article. Forspoken is not coming to Xbox or Game Pass at launch in 2023. Instead, it is planned to launch on January 24th, 2025. This is because it is a PS5 exclusive for 2 years. The Forspoken Xbox release date is January 24th, 2025. It's not yet known if the game will come to Game Pass for launch, as that announcement will likely be saved for closer to launch. So I think this website, this was written by Mac Ashworth on GameRevolution.com a long time ago. January 4th of 2023. So I don't know if he had like just assumed it would be there right away because of the 2-year thing, and then maybe somebody else ran with it with their PC or with their console library list, or maybe it's actually legitimate and it just got put out there without the announcement actually taking place yet, right? So who knows? Anyway,
I mean, just wait 4 days. You'll find
yeah,
out.
we'll find out, I guess. Then I just it's weird. Anyway, all right, everybody. Well, Google Post says that guy is a great writer. Is he? I've never heard. I don't go to that site or anything. Well, you said it. I didn't. If he's wrong, it's on him, right? He said it. He said it was coming 2 years ago. He said when it was going to launch on Xbox. I think that's kind of like a far off shot in the dark to take for like an official release date.
we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, everybody, this was a fun show. We had another return of Jasper, coming off of his great Korean barbecue meal that he got to enjoy. But thanks for being here, Jasper. Gogol says, I don't know who he is. I was just kidding. Oh, okay. Thanks for being here, Jasper. Tell everybody where they can find you, sir.
Yo, check it out, Lord Jasper Twitter, all that fun stuff. And I should be back here Friday night, as long as I don't have any other plans. So yeah, and then next Monday I should be good. Yeah, so I should be more consistent on the shows. So I'm back at least a little bit now. So yay!
Check
it out.
Love it, man. Thanks for being here, dude. Super appreciate you. Fuzzy Belvedere, where can people find you, sir?
Well, it was always awesome being on here with you guys. Glad we got Jasper back in the rotation as well. And people can find me on social media except for Facebook. Just do a search for Fuzzy_Belvedere or Fuzzy Belvedere, all one word. Probably be joining you, Mav, on Thursday.
Oh, right on.
Really excited about these games. Hopefully we get some additional surprises, but I'm pretty stoked about the surprises we got in store for us already. And then, we'll get to talk about it some more. But see you guys, or hope to see everybody in the chat here Friday night for Xbox Ultimate, 9 p.m. Eastern. Definitely check out the co-stream 12:30 p.m. on Thursday, and then stay for PM into PM. Well, not stay, but come back at 7 p.m. for PM into PM. See you guys there.
Thanks, Fuzz. Appreciate you as always. And the one and only 3-Bit. Where can everybody find you, sir?
Great show, everybody. Everybody can find me on Blue Sky at i3bits. I am I'm setting up the stuff for Pixelate Echoes on Sunday, so just look out for it. It's gonna be a fun show. I'm gonna try to make the show on Thursday. I am working. I'm actually I was just looking at my schedule just like before we went into this, and I will be teaching a bunch of SCAD students about the industry and life and all that different stuff. So we'll see about the timing of when I could jump in the show, if I could sneak out or not. But if not, I'll we'll talk about it afterwards. But other than that, great show, everybody. You guys can see me there, and happy MLK Day, and we'll see you on the flip. Happy MLK to my big bro.
Yeah,
my bro MLK.
MLK Day today, inauguration day, crazy day in general for like everything going on. But yeah, thank you all for being here. Appreciate you for always taking part in the fun speculation that we got going on. Like these guys said, Thursday we'll have Dev Direct, followed by PM in the PM that night. I'm gonna be racing the streets in Tokyo that night, also at TXR, and looking forward to having fun with that. But take it easy, everybody. Peace out. Have a good one. Good night.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.